Ballpark. So what does that mean? That means it holds down doubles, triples, and home runs reliably. Not every year, but most years. That's how this ballpark plays. And the Rays don't play nearly as well offensively here as they do on the road. Ground ball foul down the first base line. There are more home runs hit away from here. It's Rays and their opponents. And in every category offensively, the numbers jump once they leave home.
Well, they've done the best they could do in this ballpark. I think, making the dirt infield. And,
it's a good place to watch a game.
It really is. They've just, it is what it is, and they've done a great job.
And I like the full dirt infield. I do think that changes the look, Jim.
It's big time.
Versus
really
Toronto.
Yeah.
They'll flip over to first to drive Longoria back. Nothing wrong with the Rogers Center, but the cutouts, the little dirt cutouts, it's a different.
It is.
It just doesn't look as good.
No, it doesn't. This looks terrific.
Aesthetically.
Yes.
You just like this look better.
Yep.
And good sight lines all around. It only seats about 35,000.
It doesn't quite ever get 35,000.
They just can't draw. Morrison waiting on the 1-1. He's heated up since Detroit. There's a pitch low and in. Rays came in mid-May. Tigers took 2 out of 3. Dropped the first one. Won the next 2. They did a lot of run scoring against the Rays in that series. Outscored the Rays 19, I believe it was 13 in that series.
Well, this is where Zimmerman's got to come up with a good pitch. He just seems a little. It's early in the game. I know it's the first inning, but he looks a little not sure about his stuff.
The 2-1. Fastball off the plate inside. And that's not good, Jim, after that last outing.
Yeah.
It's worth reviewing. It was so puzzling because it had come right after he thought he'd figured a little something out with his delivery, and it had resulted in his best start of the year in Kansas City.
Right.
Where the stuff was really sharp. And it was completely off against Cleveland. Sometimes it's just a matchup thing. But you would like to see him get off to a good start here.
Yeah, he was struggling against Cleveland. He's struggling here already here.
First and third, runner on first goes, swinging a fly ball. Left center, that should score the run easily. Upton makes the catch, tagging, scoring Forsythe. Throw goes to second. Sacrifice fly from Morrison, and the Rays take the 1-0 lead here in the first.
Well, that situational hitting was a pitcher to try to get him to hit the ball on the ground, strike him out, and pop up. But that was a pitch he could elevate, and he did.
Rays have a losing record at home and on the road. The 11-game losing streak that started a couple of weeks ago and just came to an end a few days ago started here at home. And they just have not been able to put together any kind of a win streak here at home. So they're below the 500 mark in St. Petersburg here at Tropicana Field, 17-21, 16-23 on the road. Fastball strike to Brandon Guyer. Injuries have certainly been a part of their season, but even the Rays folks will tell you, yes, there have been injuries. Kiermaier certainly is a big loss.
Big loss, that's right.
But every time that discussion starts, they get back to their pitching.
That's right.
How the pitching has been just big names, big arms that you expect more from, and who have a track record of doing more, have just not been consistent this year.
It's hard to believe that here in Tampa, because this is where all pitchers came to get good. Guys
who are maybe they had some off years, maybe some injury history, ineffectiveness history, and they come here and they get well. There's a swing, a soft tap foul down the third base line. Guyer, a right-handed batter, hitting .277. He's missed more than 3 weeks with a hamstring, but this is one of their better hitters. This offense really being led by Logan Morrison. Remember, got off to an awful start. So the guys in the middle of the order, Forsythe at the top, and then Longoria, Morrison, Guyer leading this offense, all hitting for average and power in recent months, or the last month or so, I should say. Guyer waiting on the 0-2, 1-0 Rays, bottom of the first, the pitch. Swinging a little tip. Foul right at home plate.
That's a good slider right there. That's a pitcher's pitch.
And that's the pitch that really was missing. It was so sharp against Kansas City, but missing against Cleveland, wasn't it, Jim?
It was, and he's thrown a lot already here tonight. I almost get to think with the types of curveballs that he's maybe thrown as many breaking balls as he has fastballs.
Today's game brought to you in part by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors, the official real estate team of the Detroit Tigers. The 0-2. Swinging a pop-up foul and out of play. So this is going to be a long first inning for Jordan Zimmerman. A very quick first inning for Odorizzi. And it's Odorizzi who's been struggling with high pitch counts early.
Right. Well, you can just tell with the demeanor of Zimmerman. When he takes this much time, there's a reason.
Longoria, the runner at first. Guyer will face his 5th pitch of the at-bat. It bounced in front of home plate. Longoria read it right away, took off for second, makes it without a throw. That was, I think, going to be a slider. It bounced 4 feet in front of home plate.
That's a heck of a block by Saltalamacchia. And you block a slider like that, which is basically a little off a fastball. He did a heck of a job. Talked to Salty today about his big game yesterday, and said, we were rooting for you, man, and you really did a great job against your former team. And he hugged me.
2 best games of the year.
Jim, we're catchers. Let's hug each other.
Jeez. They really should stay in the union, Jim. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to second base. Knee-high bounce for Kinsler. Easy flip to Cabrera. Geyer is out number 3. So the error leads to an unearned run. We go to the second inning in St. Petersburg. 1-0 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Do you have the next...
Martinez leads off for the Tigers' second inning. Martinez, Castellanos, Upton to face Jake Odorizzi. 3 infielders on the right side. This is the team that led the shifting revolution some years ago.
Mr. Madden did quite a job.
They will shift as much as anybody, and they do it well. There's a pitch a little bit low. The best teams, with their shifting, will save somewhere north of 20 runs. 29 was the most last year, as estimated by Baseball Info Solutions. It's always an inexact science estimating how many runs are saved by a shift, but it clearly does change what left-handed batters do, and now right-handed batters are also facing more shifting. So how well do you shift? Well, the Rays shift very well. They've already saved 8 runs this year just with their shifting. There's a marked difference for left and right-handed batters here. Fastball up. Victor draws the leadoff walk here in the second inning. And this is what the Rays track. How many pitches does it take Jake Odorizzi to get to the lineup first time around? Because that has been his problem area. Lots of short starts for Jake Odorizzi this year. 7 times in 16 starts he's lasted 5 innings or fewer.
Kill the bullpen.
7 out of 16.
Yeah. The bullpen will be waving that white flag.
Walks are quite reasonable for a guy who doesn't throw a ton of strikes. He's well below average with his first pitch strikes. That can lead to a lot of walks, but his walk rate is below 3. Castellanos takes a pitch in the dirt, and he's bumped his strikeouts up almost to a strikeout an inning. But inconsistent start to start, and the Rays are looking for more consistency deeper into games. Jennings in center shades toward right center. Dickerson in left shades toward the gap. The right fielder Geyer toward the line. 3-2, swinging a fly ball. Left field got in a little bit. Didn't get all of it. He hit it deep, but going back to make the catch, Dickerson. Martinez retreats to first.
Yeah, you called it right. It got in a little bit towards the trademark, but still, you saw how the ball traveled because of the swing.
First walk of every game is brought to you by Plant Moran, client service that's unparalleled. Get on base at plantmoran.com. First of 4 Tigers and Tampa Bay Rays. This has been a very even series in recent years. Both of these teams have been to the postseason a lot over the last 6 years. Not for the Rays in the last 2, not for the Tigers last year.
Trying to throw as hard, it's not getting there as hard.
Upton waiting on the 2-2. Perfect pitch. Fastball to knees on the outside corner. Adam Hamray rings up Upton. Second strikeout for Odorizzi.
Yeah, you got to pass the word. Everything is away from these right-handed hitters now. That was a perfect pitch. You got to swing the bat. That ball got a lot of. I'll tell you, that's a perfect strike.
It really is. Justin didn't like the call, but it sure looked like it was right there. And Jim,
sure did.
Like you say, if you know he's going out there, you've got to be able to protect the plate, at least flick your bat at it,
Absolutely.
foul it off.
And that's where, understanding how he's trying to, the great Al Kaline always said, I knew how they were trying to pitch me. I said, now you tell me. When I was playing, where were you?
There's a swing and a miss. Fastball above the belt. 3-2 runner goes. Swing and a miss. He got him with a chance.
Oh, that was a beauty right there. Straight change. What a call by the catcher. Huh.
Moya strikes out. We go to the bottom of the second inning in St. Petersburg. 1-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. This game brought to you in part by McDonald's, which brews the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Dan Dickerson, Jim Price, glad to have you along for game one of a 4-game series from Tropicana Field.
Always a lot of fun here.
1-0 Rays in the bottom of the second.
Seems like no matter what type of team they are, it's a problem here.
Tight, low-scoring games have been the norm in this ballpark between the Tigers and the Rays going back many years.
The old Skipperoo used to say, hey, we'll go down there and it'll be, I think he called it one year. They almost gave the scores every game. They were very low scores.
All low scoring.
Yeah.
Terry Haas, our engineer here in St. Petersburg. Good to be working with Terry again.
Is.
We work with him all spring training.
Yes, sir.
He takes good care of us all spring.
He's got a knack of finding food that we're looking for. He's not back there, so we
Dickerson takes the strike. Chuck Keller back in our studios in Southfield.
Mr. Magician.
Unearned run has the Rays in the lead. There's a swing and a foul out of play.
Who's this guy again?
Dickerson of the Mississippi Dickerson clan.
I know somebody Dickerson.
Not the Iowa branch of the Dickerson family tree.
That's one. I like that name, Corey.
Former Rockies 8th round pick.
He wanted to stay out there, didn't he, as a hitter?
Yeah, he did. When he got the news, he was traded.
That's the bad news.
You're going from the best hitter's ballpark. There's a chop foul down the first base line. Year in, year out, there's nothing they can do to change that. It always will be the #1 hitter's ballpark.
No question.
To one of the worst hitter's ballparks.
Right. Did he say
year in and year out?
I heard him say, he said, are you sure? Must I go?
He put up unbelievable numbers at home, although I guess all the numbers in Colorado can be believable.
That's right.
Check swing. He went too far. And this year, he is hitting on the road, which he did not do in Colorado very often, and he cannot hit in his new home ballpark, and it's just driven his numbers right into the ground coming into play tonight.
Royals will be at Motown Saturday, July 16th, 7:10. Brandon Nidge will participate in a pregame Q&A session, 5:45, so get there. Imagine it's a celebration of the 06 team. It's been 10 long years, Dan. Visit Tigers.com or 866-66-TIGER. 10 long years.
That went in a blink, didn't it?
Well, it sure did.
There's a strike to Desmond Jennings, who's hitting 198, this former former 10th round pick. There's a fastball for a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Jennings, top prospect on his way up to the major leagues, and he's never quite panned out after showing some promise. His rookie season in 2011 was a pitch low and outside because it's a great combination of being able to hit with some power. He's got speed. He could steal the base. Stole 31 one year while being caught twice.
That is something.
There's a pitch low and outside. The slider away makes it 2-2, but he just looks like he's leveled off as a hitter. An injury wiped out most of last year, and he has not been able to get it back this year. At his best, he'll hit around 250 with some extra base power and steal some bases. This year, 198, a little bit of power. The 2-2. Oh, check swing. Jim, I thought that was a good pitch. Forget the check swing.
Too.
I thought that was in the strike zone.
Now, I think he's thrown more sliders than he has fastballs in this game.
I agree.
That's a telltale sign that doesn't trust his arsenal.
This is a guy who will make you throw him a strike here. The 3-2. Line drive, left center field gap. This will be extra bases. Upton chasing it down. He gets by him all the way to the wall. Jennings around second, and he puts on the brakes. Oh, I thought he could have made it to third, Jim. I'm shocked that he didn't. He'll settle for a double, but I think he was ready to settle for a double leaving home plate.
You're right, because that's triple territory. Any kind of speed, that's triple territory. That's a long relay once they track it down. That was a fastball after all those sliders. That was a fastball inner half of the plate, and he liked that pitch. But it got way out in the deepest part of left center field. He has the speed. He should have been third base easy. That's the break that he decided to hold up, where the third base coach put the brakes up.
Watching the replay, watching him run, you know what? He winced a little bit going around first.
He tried two different gears. He's got the Rajay glove on.
Remember, he had knee surgery that wiped out most of last year, but you could definitely see that something happened rounding first. A little wince, and he slowed down going into second. Well, that brings up Oswaldo Arcia, the former Twin, has been traded here in just the last few days, and maybe
like him
change
already.
the scenery will do this young man some good. He's already 7 for 16 with a home run for the Rays. There's a breaking ball low. It does stand out, Jim, how many breaking balls he's throwing. That was a curveball down.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This is maybe he'll start throwing more because Jennings absolutely drilled that fastball.
Yeah, healthy Jennings is on third. I don't know, just a little tweak there, or if there's something more. But watched another replay just a moment ago. That's a curveball for a strike, but Jim, that's kind of a flat pitch that really out over the plate. If he puts it there again, they're going to do some damage on that pitch.
It looks like in between a curveball and a slider is what it is, and he's thrown a lot of them. You always think the fastball, anticipate the fastball just to the other pitches.
This guy can hit him as far as anybody. There's a swing and a miss. That's a good hard slider at 88 in under the hands of a left-handed batter. One of the improvements for Jordan Zimmermann this year, one of the things that you like about his season so far is that he's made big improvements against lefties who have hit him. They've had a big advantage over righties in recent years, Jim. He's been much tougher on lefties than righties this year, so you'd think, okay, his track record says he should shut down righties.
Right.
There's a swing and a soft tapper left side of the infield. Charging Castellanos throws, and he will not get him. A ball hit just too softly on a broken bat. Oswaldo Arcia reaches, and Jennings heads over to third.
Well, the fans are going to say what I usually say, too good of a pitch. It was kind of just a slap swing. Nick did everything right and threw a bullet, but Arcia smelled an infield base hit, and he got it. That's just one of those things. The pitch was too good. A little conversation with Salty and the veteran right-hander.
Be intrigued to see what Arcia does with Tampa, Jim, because, I mean, he's still young. He just turned 25. They're going to just tell him to let the bat fly because that's what they do down here. They just swing and
right. That's
they swing and miss. That's okay.
But you know what? Could this be another Big Papi out from Minnesota? Remember,
the team that let Big Papi
go. That's right.
And every team in the major leagues had a chance to claim
Everybody
him.
said, "Are you kidding me?" Slow bat, they used to say. And it was at Minnesota.
It's the first time I heard you say don't pitch to his bat speed.
That's exactly.
When he hit a hanging slider down the right field line to Metro about 900 miles.
That's exactly right. Oh, man. Those days in the old
backdoor slider. I thought he called that a strike. They say ball one on the screen. Ooh, there's the strike. Makeup call.
Yes, that's a beautiful call.
1 ball, 1 strike. But it just seems like Arcia, we know he's got the power.
He'll put a show on here, I think. I really do.
And he's shown enough this year to think that, you know, this could be still a 20 home run guy. Hit 20 home runs as a 23-year-old.
I think he's 20 plus if he plays every day.
Here's the 1-1. Here's a ground ball foul down the first base line. 1-0 Rays. Hank Conger at the plate. He plays almost exclusively against right-handed pitching. His numbers are way off from a year ago. They like him for his defensive skills, even though he does not throw out runners.
He's up to 13%, though. That's an increase.
It is an increase when you're at 2% or
minus 8%.
He hasn't always been bad throwing out runners, so some of that's got to be on the pitchers, Jimmy.
No question about it.
There's a swinging a soft ground ball to second. Kinzer down to Iglesias. Will they turn the double play? Yes, they do. Strong throw. 4-6-3. Inning-ending double play. Nicely turned by Kinzer and Iglesias.
They're two of the best. Donation Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Zimmer Buick GMC.
So a jam for Jordan Zimmermann. He gets out of it. We head to the third inning. 1-0 Rays in St. Petersburg on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 1-0 Rays. We go to the top of the third inning. First of 4 Tigers and Rays at Tropicana Field. Third inning brought to you by Sunoco. Sunoco proud to fuel the Detroit Tigers. And today's game brought to you in part by ABC Warehouse, closest thing to wholesale. Tampa Bay Rays, 1 game below 500 when they left Detroit in mid-May. Fastball outside to Saltalamacchia. 8-9 hitters against Odorizzi here in the third. He threw a lot of pitches last inning. Tigers could not do anything after the opening walk, though. 1-0 fastball is a strike at the belt.
Good to see Salty had that good day yesterday, and hope that gives him some confidence to keep going.
3 infielders on the right side. Forsythe, second baseman, in between Miller and Morrison. There's a strike to make it 1-2.
Must be the camera angle. That looked bad, didn't it?
That offset camera
drives me nuts.
The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, left field softly hit. Right to Dickerson, who doesn't have to move a step. One up, one down. So a few weeks later, the Rays were still one game below the 500 mark at 31-32. And then they lost 11 in a row.
You know, in the old days, with that good pitching, that would never happen. That tells you about the pitching.
And Jim, in that streak, and it included the first two games against Boston, the series they just won. They gave up at least 5 runs in 13 consecutive games. Now that's just astounding to me. There's a rotation that has Smiley, Odorizzi, and Chris Archer.
That is
13 consecutive games where they gave up at least 5.
That's crazy.
Isn't that something?
That is something.
It ended yesterday. That streak ended yesterday with the 4-0 win over Boston as Iglesias takes a pitch low, 1-1.
I mean, that's amazing.
Isn't that something?
To hear that about this pitching staff, there would always be somebody to stop that type of thing.
They didn't score any runs in the first 11 games of that stretch. There's a ground ball to third. Good play by Longoria at third base. Right next to the bag. Hot shot. Gloves up, throws to first. 2 outs.
Well, he is good.
Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. So back to the top of the order, and Ian Kinsler struck out his first time up. 1-0 Rays. We're in the third.
So it's a good time really to play the Rays. I mean, just what you were talking about there, and they don't have that big starter like they used to have. They used to have 4 or 5 of them.
There's a strike. There's still the upside with, Odorizzi's been solid, but he can be, if he's more consistent, he could be a real plus in this rotation.
But you don't go wow about his arsenal, though.
No. The strike one. Slider low and away. Matt Moore starting to get it together.
Yes,
and the thing that you like if you're a Rays fan, 2 walks per 9, 10 strikeouts per 9.
That's big time.
Moore and Smiley, low walks, high strikeouts. Moore is just a little below a strikeout an inning. It's true. Smiley, who's 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and Moore's 2.5, 8.5. But that'll work.
Oh.
And their ERAs, you would think, will be coming down.
Yes, I would think so.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball strike to make it 2-2. He's made some perfect pitches behind in the count with fastballs right there at the knees on the outside corner. Ian struck out swinging on the fastball first time up. The 2-2. Swinging a foul. He's not going to take that pitch away.
Has he pitched inside to a right-hander yet? That's what I'm telling you. I mean, come on now, boys.
Well, we saw the adjustment the other day against Adam Conley. Dominated the Tigers early, and then the Tigers certainly made adjustments.
They did. But it's obvious what he's trying to do to right-handers. Come on, boys.
The 2-2. Up and away. Fastball away. Odorizzi has struggled the most the first time through the order. Didn't struggle a whole lot. Threw a lot of pitches last inning, but a walk and a single first time through the Tigers order. 3-2 pitch here. Swinging a line drive foul. He got the bat around on a high, tight fastball.
That was
somehow pulled it foul down the third base line.
The target was low and away. That's missing your target.
No, he meant to cross him up.
Oh, just cross him up. That's right. Okay.
Odorizzi works over on the first base side of the rubber, stands at a slight angle to home plate, takes a quick step back, drops the hands and into his motion. The pitch, swinging a tap foul, change up, and even though it was out over the plate, Ian ahead of it just a little bit.
Well, it's a good changeup. We've seen a couple now, and he does not change his mechanics or come out of a different keyhole. That's what makes it tough.
Rays a solid defensive team, certainly above average. There's a swing and a foul. They are weakest at shortstop with Miller. The outfield is a plus. Jennings is better in left field than in center, but he's solid in center field.
They miss Kiermaier.
They absolutely miss Kiermaier. Longoria ticked below average in recent years. Every time we see him, he makes plays.
Exactly.
Forsythe is good at second. The 3-2. Swinging a foul out of play again. This is quite a battle. This is a 9-pitch battle between Kinsler and Jake Odorizzi. 1-0 Rays. We're in the third. The Tigers hit belongs to Cameron Maben on a line drive single in the first.
One more pitch and then I go to my...
No, I think you break it out now, Jimmy.
All right. Hey, anytime a good hitter sees this many pitches, one at bat, favor to the hitter.
Got to break it out at number 10. Odorizzi into his motion to pitch. Swing and a miss for the second time today. A fastball away at 92.
I wasn't going to break it out. You made me break it out.
Kinzer strikes out. Fourth strikeout for Odorizzi ends the third. We go to the bottom of the third at Tropicana Field. 1-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. And some replay brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Jordan Zimmerman getting ready to face the Rays. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Rays. Double and an error. First batter of the game, Logan Forsythe, was at third before there was an out. With 2 outs before the second out, Logan Morrison fly ball brought him home, an unearned run. Forsythe at the plate right now. Top of the order. Ground ball to short. Iglesias scoops up the hard hit ground ball, fires it over to Cabrera, a little high and wide to his left, and Miguel reaches, grabs it, 1 up, 1 down.
Party suites are a great way to enjoy baseball with family and friends. All the suites include $300 food credit and parking. Select suites include visits from former Tigers. Hello. Visit Tigers.com/groups or call 313-471-BALL. Sounds good.
That brings up Brad Miller. Traded with Logan Morrison, who has certainly heated up since the Tigers saw him. He started to heat up in Detroit, actually, in an offseason trade with Seattle. There's a pitch outside. Having a similar year to last year that he had with Seattle, although the home runs are up a little bit of extra base power in this left-handed bat.
The word on him is the defense is very questionable.
And the Rays put big premium on their defense, especially up the middle. There's a swing and a miss. If you see a catcher and you're wondering why he's on the Tampa Bay Rays roster, maybe he's not a good hitter or he doesn't throw out runners, you can guarantee one thing. They've done their homework and they know that he gets extra strikes first and foremost and can call a good game. There's a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play. Both Kurt Casale and Hank Conger get extra strikes for their pitchers. It's something I think we're way ahead of the curve, Jim, finding those kinds of catchers.
Yeah,
that's why Jose Molina was here until he was 48 years old.
Well, they had it. Just say, that's it.
Might have been Benji, too.
That's right.
There's a swing and a miss. Slider down and in. Boy, that's been his pitch tonight.
Yes, it has. That's a heck of a late break to that one.
That's the second strikeout for Jordan Zimmerman, both on swinging third strikes. Not many swings and misses. He's never been a big swing and miss guy, but he could get the swing and miss at the right time. He consistently would keep his strikeout rate around 7, which is important to keep it at that level, I think, Jim. It's dropped below 6 this year. The strikeout rate's a little above 5.5, and I do think that needs to come up for us to see that start-to-start consistency that we know he's capable of. Line drive to left. This one is smoked to the wall off the bat of Longoria, and he will cruise into second with a 2-out double here in the third.
Well, he has not thrown many fastballs, and when he has, and get it right over the plate,
they're jumping at it, Jim.
Yeah, they're jumping, putting buggy whip on it. I mean, this fastball was right there and said, hit me written all over it. You got to extend those arms and hit a rocket.
No, you're right. When you think about the balls that have been hit hard, and what is so surprising, the number of extra base hits Jordan Zimmerman's been giving up.
Yes, right.
In 2 of his last 4 starts when he's given up 7 runs, it's been because of a ton of extra base hits. One game it was 6, another game it was 5.
Right.
Both of those are near as the most he's given up ever in a game, and we've seen it twice in the last 4. This is not a guy who gives up a lot of extra base hits in previous years, and he's giving up, for him, a very high number this year.
I think it's command of the fastball that's made the difference. It's not been at the best.
There's a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play off the bat of Logan Morrison.
That's why I said tonight he looks like he's pitching backwards with the slider, the curveballs, and so forth, and then the fastball.
Comerica customers get VIP benefits at Tigers home games this year. To find out how you can get those VIP benefits, visit Comerica.com/your park. 1-0 Rays. We're in the bottom of the third, first of 4, Tigers and Rays. 11-game road trip. It's the rare road trip that lasts 11 games.
Yes, sir. Don't remember many of these.
The strike one. Backdoor curveball.
What a good call.
Got the call. Logan Morrison started this year. Again, new team, you want to make an impression. he just could not get started. 29 games, he was hitting 129, no home runs, no RBIs.
Boy.
85 at-bats, no RBIs, and they picked him up for his bat.
That's hard to believe.
And now his number's very respectable since, and it started in Detroit as he takes a pitch low. He's hit 298 with power, 8 home runs, 26 RBIs his last 41 games. Those are very good numbers, and that's what they got him for.
Yeah, he's arrived.
So
sometimes a new team, everything's different, and it's awkward for you, maybe, it's tough.
Morrison's 28 years old, and he came over in the offseason with Miller. Offense still, though, near the bottom in the American League. The 1-2. Swinging a high pop-up, and I mean high. It went up and over the top rung, and it's going to drop in between Cabrera and Saltalamacchia. They absolutely lost it. There are 4 rings of catwalks here at Tropicana Field, and Jim, that one up and over the highest one.
Well,
or the second highest one.
I've been watching batting practice. They were hitting both teams were hitting balls above that. I mean, they're flying out of here in center field over the boardwalk.
How about that? I've never seen that before. Up and over.
That shows you pretty good bat speed.
That second highest catwalk, Jim, is probably. That's got to be 100 feet above the playing field.
For sure. So he can hit high pop-ups.
Does that mean he just missed it?
Just missed it. That's right.
Here's the 1-2. Slider low and in.
Boy. I'm floored with all these sliders, breaking balls.
I was just throwing a couple of good high fastballs that have gotten the pop-ups.
Yeah, but not
out of play.
Not the one he threw to LaGoria.
Not the one he threw to Longoria. Still 1-2 on Morrison. Fly ball his first time, brought home the only run of the game. Backdoor breaking ball misses. Fifth pitch of the at-bat is ball 3. 3-2 on Logan Morrison. Longoria with a 2-out double is at second base.
I like this. Salty going out. Big pitch. Be together with zone, what you want to throw. See, right here, if he had a decent changeup, would be a heck of a call.
And he throws about one every other game.
That's about it.
But, Jim, it does seem like, with what you've been talking about with this fastball and pitching backwards, that still would be a pitch that would help him.
I don't think there's any doubt about it.
3-2, low and inside. Wow. Fastball at the back foot of the lefty, and he walked him. Because, Jim, if he could develop a changeup, and again, this is a guy who's had a lot of success to this point in his career without it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's another pitch coming out of his hand. It seems like they're reading the slider sometimes because of the break.
Yeah.
Early. And it's coming out of his hand looking the same as a fastball, and then it arrives at 84, 85.
Oh, there's any doubt about it. It would only help. Remember, Fuller didn't throw many changeups till he got here. They decided he should work on that, and it's one of his better pitches. He's got three great pitches now.
Mostly fastball, slider with the occasional curveball. There's a line drive, base hit into center. That was the slider, and it was drilled into center off the bat of Guy. It's going to score Longoria. 2-0 Rays here in the third. Double, walk, single combination for the Rays.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that hit me written all over it. Lazy. Again, you throw so many breaking balls, Dan, you're going to hang them. Now, you've heard me say that 100 different times, but it is so true. Got to extend those arms and racky tack it.
That's why we talk about swings and misses. The ability to get swings and misses when you really need them.
Right.
Another quick word of encouragement from Saltalamacchia as he heads out to the mound.
It was, don't throw that pitch again.
Terrific start for Jordan Zimmerman, and it's been definitely a very kind of strange collection of 7 starts. The groin injury a part of it, but he's allowed 8 runs once, 7 runs twice, in 7 starts. Here's a ground ball foul.
That's not what they were expecting, I'll tell you that.
In his previous 178 starts, Jim, he'd given up as many as 7 runs 5 times. So 3 times in 7 starts, he's given up 7 runs or more. 5 times in his career before these last 7 games.
That tells you something. The fastball number has not been the same, number one. That's where you start. If you lose a little bit of that arm speed, that affects the breaking ball.
And there's been a surprising amount of hard contact in those 7 starts. He's given up 11 hits, 8 hits, 8 hits, 9 hits, and a surprising number of extra base hits. Not a lot of home runs, but a lot of extra base hits in that time.
Right.
Remember, against Cleveland, he gave up 4 triples, but 5 extra base hits. He's given up 6 extra base hits in the game this year, 4 extra base hits.
And right now, they're seeing the ball quite well, talking about the Rays.
Another conference. Saltamaki's been out a lot to the mound.
He has. Trust your catcher.
Strike 1, swinging a foul out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Dickerson struck out swinging his first time up. So let's see. Last year he's at home. He gets off a road trip, and he knows he's home, and he's going to hit 370 with power at home. So now he gets traded to
that's right.
Tampa, and here, Jim, he comes off a road trip, and he goes, oh, gosh, I got to hit at Tropicana Field. He's hitting 170 at home this year.
We realize the ball doesn't carry like it used to for him.
The 0-2, swinging a ground ball deep in the hole at short. Iglesias looked to second, but Kinsler wasn't there. Throw to first, not in time.
Wow.
Kinsler was not in the position to get to second base for the force on Geyer, and Dickerson safe on a ground ball that should have been the third out.
Well, it sure should have, but I'm surprised Dickerson ran that good, but he smelled the infield base hit. See if the Tigers are going to check this out at all. Boy, a heck of a play by Iglesias. He did everything right.
Yeah, he beat it.
And Dan, you're right. With Jennings, you saw something when he ran to first base. Now he's out of the ball game, pitch hitting for him.
So Rich Doobie out. All of this with 2 outs. So that little slight hesitation cost Iglesias. And I guess, like you said, he actually did everything right. He was looking for the force. But, Tim, is that a case where he needs to know that Kinsler's not in a position to make that?
It's the same thing as you being a runner on first base. You check the outfield where they are. They have to know, especially those two, know where they're playing.
That was a surprise because that has to be an out. And
so that's a mental mistake, And
he looked to second, and that split second look to second cost him.
Made the difference.
The opportunity to get Dickerson at first. Bases are loaded, double, walk, single.
Well, too many base hits, number one. Too many big swings from a lineup that, well, let's face it, is not the best.
Nick Franklin will pinch hit for Jennings.
So he definitely did something running around the bases, and that's why he had a double, not a triple.
Knew there had to be something. So Franklin steps to the plate, and this becomes a big moment for Zimmerman and the Tigers. Backdoor slider for a called strike.
Good fall.
Left-handed batter, swinging and tap foul. He's quickly behind 0-2. Dickerson behind 0-2. Did hit that ball hard to short.
Yes, he did. Miguel talking to him at first base, saying, what's it like out there hitting the ball? And how come you're here?
Would you like to go back to Colorado?
Yeah.
Franklin just back from the minor leagues, 4 for 17 this year. A little pop-up into shallow left. This is trouble, and it's going to drop in between Iglesias. And then it hops away from Upton. That's going to score 2. Throw to the plate, and not in time. 3 in on a bloop into shallow left that Upton overran, and that allowed Dickerson hustling from first to score all the way from first on a little bloop. 3 big runs 5-0 Rays.
Well, we talk about the swing and misses. 0-2 count. He put the ball in play in no man's land. Actually, all three of them were there. But this is a play where the left fielder's got to decide, I have to play back. If I can't get it because of the artificial surface, I have to stay back a little bit. It's easier said than done. Let's put it that way. It was just placed in a perfect spot. Decent throw home, but the runner just like he just got in there with the hand before he was tagged. How about that?
Jeez. That's amazing.
Are you kidding me?
A little bloop into left. So on consecutive at-bats on 0-2, the ground ball to short that, well, you have to say it should have ended the inning on the Dickerson ground ball, Jim.
Yes, absolutely.
Another 0-2, a little bloop into left field, scores incredibly 3.
Yeah, the swing and misses, that's just stands out. So Jennings they didn't need him that at bat.
No, and this is a team that swings and misses more than any other team in the American League, and that includes Houston.
Wow,
swinging and a miss by Oswaldo
That's
Arce.
a lot. Well, this is just a horrible start.
5-0 Rays in the third. It was 2 outs, bases empty when this all began.
Jeez.
So that's a 3-run single.
Yeah, 3-run single.
Down to second on the throw. Swinging a tap foul. 3-run single on a ball that just dropped in between. It did seem like it took a bad hop away from Upton.
Yeah, it did. And, but he was like, when you go back to get a ball, you're too close to the wall. Yeah. Somebody has to decide, I got it, you got it, whatever. And I'm not sure anybody called it.
Another 0-2 count. 5-0 Rays in the third. Swing and a miss.
Wow, what a swing, huh?
Breaking ball down and in. Arcia strikes out. Heavy damage, and all with 2 outs. And
wow.
the base is empty. 4 runs for the Rays. We played 3. And it's 5-0 Rays over the Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 5-0 Rays as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Not how you drew it up.
Oh, no. This is just a horrible start.
Start of a long road trip and a beatable Rays team. And again, no errors. On the 1 error, but 3 really misplays.
Mental errors.
And
Absolutely.
2 misplays at the end of the inning led to the 4 runs for the Rays. There's a fastball high. Mabin's at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Franklin stays in the game. He's in right. And Geyer moves from right field to center field. Take over for Desmond Jennings. There's a slider low and outside. 2-1 on Mabin in the first inning. Moya misplayed a double in the corner. That led to an unearned run. Iglesias, and again, not picking on Iglesias. He made a good play. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2, but it just seems like, maybe I'm wrong on this, Jim, but
no,
it just
you're
seems
not.
like.
No. You're right.
He has to know that Kinsler can't make that play at second. He's got to just plant throw, and he gets Dickerson, and the inning is over.
And you have to know where you're playing, where your teammates are playing.
And instead of 5-0, as Mabin swings and misses and strikes out, it's a 2-0 game.
Yep.
Going to the fourth, and then the Upton misplay also led to an additional run. Artificial turf, it's going to play differently than grass, and you're right, like an outfielder getting too close to the wall, got too close to that ball that bounced. It did take a bad hop away from him, but you'd have to say that's a misplay.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, these are the things that just drive you crazy.
5-0 Rays, change up for a strike to Miguel Cabrera. We're in the fourth inning. But you can look at these little moments throughout the course of a game, and this game could be very different for Jordan Zimmerman. He could argue, rightfully so, that he should have 1 run, 1 earned run against his first 3-inning record.
But I could go, he's got to get some swing and misses.
Yeah. There's a fastball strike away at the belt. Cabrera hit the ball hard his first time up, but right to Longoria with Mabin at first. 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Well, this is a guy who's had a tough time throwing a lot of strikes, and he's pounding the strike zone tonight. There's a swing and a foul out of play. He's walked 1, but to his credit, there have been some long at-bats where he's kept battling Struck out Moya in a 9-pitch battle. Struck out Kinsler in a 10-pitch battle.
And he has yet to throw inside. He threw one inside by a mistake.
By mistake.
That's it.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball up and away. 91-92 with most of his fastballs. 5-0 Rays. We're in the top of the 4th inning. First of 4 here at Tropicana Field. The 2-2. Line drive down the line and left and foul. He came in with a fastball changeup, and Miguel drilled it down the line.
Last time he saw another changeup was yesterday. It's still going.
4th inning brought to you by Michigan's first family of law. It's 1-800-CALL-SAM. And today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official health care provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 5 runs on 7 hits for the Rays. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Tigers. Jake Odorizzi. Up and down season. Looking for win number 4 and start number 17. 3-3. That's a lot of no decisions. But again, when you only average a little over 5 innings to start, you're going to get a few more no decisions. Here's the 2-2. Fastball again up and away. 7th pitch of the at-bat is ball 3. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. Tigers need to get that feeling back in this ballpark. They've scored runs on occasion here, but not very often.
No.
They need to start feeling comfortable again in this ballpark. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He swung right through a fastball.
Fastball at, well, that was 94 on the gun that time. He got a little extra on that one. He is getting a lot of pitches over the plate that Tiger hitters are not hurting. And that's really disappointing.
I don't think there's any question, Jim, that that fastball plays up. I mean, the number of swings and misses he's got in that exact same location is impressive.
Sure is.
That's 6 strikeouts through 12 batters, most, all but 1, on swinging third strikes. And mostly fastballs.
That's right. That's been his pitch.
By the numbers, fastball, slider have been his best pitches. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball up and away.
Dan, I think it's a little deception because his release is not a muscle release. It's just a nice fluid release. Mechanics are solid.
3 infielders on the right side. Overshift on Victor. He sees that almost every at bat now, especially with the bases empty. Things change with men on base. There's a pitch up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of line drive singles in between first and second baseman in years past are now outs for left-handed batters. Righties not facing nearly the same number of shifts. They can still get a line drive hit to left. There's a swing and a foul out of play.
That's why I think there's something with his motion, because they're late on the fastball or swinging through it.
You can get back to that spin rate, can't it, Jim, that you hear about more and more these days.
That's right.
They can measure spin rate. The guys with the high spin rate, the higher RPMs on their fastball, means that ball does not drop as much as hitters expect it to.
Right.
It has that quote-unquote hop at the plate. I don't think there's any question he's got that. Fastball up here. When you see a fastball get this many swings and misses at 91, 92, and the occasional 93,
there's something helping that.
yes. Because as you said, they know where it's going to be.
Yeah, everything has been away.
5-0 Rays are in the 4th, the 2-2. Swinging a foul, and Victor, think of his last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, that's right.
He was looking for a fastball 3 straight pitches after he got ahead 3-0 his last time out, fouled 3 straight fastballs off.
That's right.
And that speaks to the life and perhaps deception, inability for hitters to pick up that fastball.
Well, it's a combination of those, and I think this is supposed to be a good fastball hitting ball club. That's why I think there's something else that's going on with his delivery or the movement at the plate.
Victor waiting on another 2-2. Bases empty, 2 outs in the 4th. The pitch, swing and a foul, pounded him in that time with the fastball.
And Victor was late, just protecting the plate.
So the Tigers, even though they've only had 2 base runners, have somehow managed to push the pitch count up for Jake Odorizzi to 74 pitches. here in the fourth inning. That is definitely on the high side. They fouled off a lot of two-strike pitches. Conger setting up away the 2-2. Swing and a miss on another pitch. Up and away.
Not even close to being a strike.
Took a little off the fastball. Odorizzi strikes out the side, all swinging, and he struck out 4 in a row going back to last inning.
How about that?
7 strikeouts through 4. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning at Tropicana Field. 5-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. With every vehicle sold to Buff Whalen Chevrolet this season, donations being made to the 97 Win the Ticket Student Heart Check Program. Good program and helps screen high school student athletes for potential heart problems. Brought to you by the Children's Miracle Network and Buff Whalen Chevrolet. 5-0 Rays, bottom of the fourth inning. Jordan Zimmerman delivers a fastball low and outside. Hank Conger at the plate, switch-hitting catcher, batting exclusively against righties this year. Kirk Casale, former Tigers minor leaguer, is their other catcher. They really kind of split the catching duties. Conger taps it foul at home plate. Jim, in that game against Kansas City, there wasn't a lot of strikeouts, but Casey doesn't strike out a lot still. But the stuff was really sharp for Jordan Zimmerman. I mean, the slider was sharp. It was his 8 best innings. I don't think there's any question as a Tiger. There's a strike. 8 very efficient innings. I think it was 93 pitches. And I'm just surprised that we haven't seen anything close to that in his last start and through 3 innings today.
Yeah, well, there's no question about it, but I think it's all about command of the fastball mainly. I think that's his number one pitch, and that's why we're seeing so many breaking balls. He doesn't have the command or the hop at the plate that he used to have.
Looked like he tried a changeup there at 87 away. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to first, backhanded by Cabrera. He'll make the play unassisted on Conger. 1 up and 1 down here in the fourth. 5-0 Rays.
All right, the Royals will be in Motown Saturday, July 16th. 7:10 start. First 10,000 fans get a G.D. Martinez bobblehead. Brought to you by Pepsi. Visit Tigers.com or 866-66-Tigers. Well, how about a nice quick inning? How would that go?
How about a 6-inning start?
Boy,
for a Tigers starter. 9 games on the homestand. The Tigers had 1 start that lasted more than 5 1/3 innings.
That's not going to work that way. No question about it.
Remarkably, the bullpen put up their best stretch of the year while handling a workload that will soon wear a bullpen out.
Right.
But the bullpen, going back even one further day to the last day in Kansas City, has really been good. There's a line drive, base hit into left. That was the fastball.
Sure
that
was.
Forsythe turned around. He drilled it into left field, his second hit of the day.
But, you know, with the arrival of Rondon and Ryan, was down the minor leagues a little bit, came up where he got the lefties out. That stretched out that bullpen with Wilson, with both Wilsons.
Yep.
And, of course, the closer. So, still working on Mark Lowe, but
right now there are 5, 6 arms that are pretty reliable.
They have done a great job.
Lowe and Sanchez are the 2 that are, well, like you said,
work
they're
in
still
progress. Yeah.
Trying to get to where they want to be. Very positive signs for the bullpen over 10 games.
But you know what? Can't keep it up that way.
And it will not stay that way unless starters start working deeper.
They're going to have a big white flag one of these days down there.
There's a strike on the outside corner to the lefty, Brad Miller. We'll say it again. If the Tigers are going to get into an extended stretch of winning, if they're going to get to, you always think 88 to 90 wins to get to the postseason. 88 will get you there for the wild card many years now with the second wild card. You have to have an extended stretch of good starting pitching. The run prevention has to be markedly improved, and it is not there right now for the Tigers through 78 games of this season. It is almost at the same pace of last year when they led the American League, allowing 803 runs. Right. The improvement right now is, well, they're on pace to give up about 780. Yeah. And that won't get you to 88 wins.
And look at Cleveland, what they've done in that respect.
Their run prevention's terrific, and they've added offense.
Yes.
They're
That's a pretty good combination, isn't it?
That's what they needed. They're getting it, and they're on a roll. They're going for what would be a franchise record tying 13th consecutive win tonight.
You still in Atlanta, or did they leave?
Oh, they're in Toronto, yeah.
Wow, watch out there, though.
Runner goes, swinging a ground ball off the glove of a leaping Cabrera, but to be fielded by Kinzer, throws to first, and he gets Miller on a fine play. Miguel slowing it down with the tip of the glove makes it a 3-4-3 put out. Forsythe down to second.
That's a great leap by the big man at first base. If he doesn't get that ball, knock it down. That's down in the corner down there. That baby was hot, but a great play by Miguel knocking it over to Kinsler, and then the big man got back to first base and they got him. That's a big league play. That's the way you make that play. You can't practice it, but that's the way you make it.
You can't practice that one.
That one.
If he doesn't deflect it, it's runners at the corners or more.
That's right.
Levy Tigers triple this season. Powell Miller is donating $300 to U of D Jesuit High School. Powell Miller and the Meadow Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 5-0 Rays. Curveball low and outside. Longoria has really picked it up after just an average start, unremarkable start to the season.
Steady player, boy, I tell you. He's always been terrific.
His offense had fallen off in recent years, and now he's hitting like the Longoria of old. Back-to-back curveballs, and this one is a called strike on Longoria. Started the year by hitting .247 with some power through 46 games. Last 30 games, he's hit .327.
Wow.
10 home runs, almost a home run every 10 at-bats.
Wow.
And he stung the ball in his last at-bat, doubled, to start the 5-4-run uprising that made it 5-0 last inning. A pitch low and outside, 2-1, 5-0 Rays in the fourth.
Well, talking about Zimmerman, he's got to keep him off the board. He's just got to block him from now on.
His pitch count is high at 81 here in the fourth inning. Typical pitcher would be right around 65 through 4. The 2-1. Another breaking ball, low and outside, check swing, peel to first. Scott Berry says he wins. Two balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of Rays fans here, they didn't like that call.
Always a lot of Tiger fans when we come to Tropicana Field.
Yes.
We're not hearing him in quite in full force tonight.
No, we're not. We have to take a memo. We got to check this out.
There hasn't been a lot to cheer about yet. If
That's
you're a Tiger
right.
fan
That's
at Tropicana
right.
Field.
That's all they could cheer about.
Here's the 2-2. Check swing and a slider in the dirt. Appeal to first. This time Scott Berry says no. But Jim, with this pitch count and really not one quick inning for Jordan Zimmerman,
nope.
We're looking at another start that's going to be probably around 5 innings, maybe a little bit more.
Boy, oh boy. That stuff's, these are the guys that you lean on to give you innings. Let's face it, Zimmerman, Justin.
Yep.
Of course, Fulmer, that's a little bit different situation.
The set, the 3-2. Swing and a pop-up into shallow left field. Up and in, he'll stop and make the catch. And Zimmerman strands a runner at second base. Longoria, soft fly ball to left, ends the fourth. We head to the fifth, 5-0 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
How many?
This 4-game series brought to you in part by Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just show up, sign up, and ride. Tigers need to get the bats going here in St. Petersburg.
Man.
5-0 Rays as we go to the fifth inning. There are just certain ballparks, and we talk about it in Anaheim because
we should.
It's the defining feature of the Tigers' visit to Anaheim. They can't score runs there. They did finally in one game this year. The West Coast ballparks are tough. There's a swing and a foul. This is the rare
East Coast
ballpark out of the Western time zone. That's
right.
A problem for the Tigers, but 3 runs a game. Just over 3 runs a game while hitting .222 with little power for 21 games going back to 2010. So the names have changed.
Sure. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. On both sides, this is a tough place to score runs. And when you're down 5-0, it's a struggle no matter who's on the mound, at least for the Tigers, to come back in this ballpark.
Right. It doesn't matter who's pitching. It really doesn't. We've seen a lot of that, too much of it. Come in hot, leave cold.
It's a pitcher-friendly ballpark, there's no question. But you'd think a good offense, once in a while, there's a pitch outside.
Yes.
Could break through here. But, Jim, maybe it's something about, there's a certain feel in certain ballparks.
There is. No, there's no doubt about it. Hitters especially would tell you, I'm comfortable in this ballpark, not in this ballpark. It's just the way it is.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Amazing. Just amazing.
A rare pitch, inner half of the plate up.
Fastballs up all night have gotten swings and misses. Odorizzi is not a big strikeout pitcher. It's 8 strikeouts per 9. Has struck out 7 through 4 and the last 4. The 3-2. Low, he walked him. Good at-bat for Nick. That's the kind of at-bat we've been talking about. Even though the walks aren't up much this year, they're actually down a little bit. That's a good at-bat to draw a leadoff walk here in the 5th.
All right, Dan, get 9 games for just $49 with the Tigers July Ballpark Pass. That's tickets for every home game in July for just $49. Now, to order your July Ballpark Pass, visit Tigers.com/pass. I'll give you that again. Visit Tigers.com/pass. Sounds good.
On deck, brought to you by Northville Lumber, Michigan's best source for Trex decking and railing. Go to NorthvilleLumber.com. Second game of this series is a 7 o'clock start tomorrow. Michael Fulmer back into the rotation against Drew Smiley. There's a swing and a tap foul. Tigers basically skipped a start for Michael Fulmer.
Always good to see him out there. He's the real deal. I love it.
And Drew Smiley, again, 2 walks per 9, 10 strikeouts per 9. If you told me that, I'd say I'll take that guy every time. Drew Smiley's 2-8 with a 5.32 ERA.
Something's not right.
Those numbers don't add up.
No, they don't.
That's still a very good pitcher. Don't be deceived by the ERA. Drew Smiley has made some improvements in his game this year.
Yes, he has.
And you would think he is poised for a big finish at some point to get on a roll. There's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes on Upton. I'm very impressed with Jake Odorizzi. He's not a big strike thrower with the precision of his fastball in this game tonight, Jake.
Yep, low and away, low and away, low and away.
Conger setting up. Low and away. The 0-2. Up and away. Fouled out of play.
Not a bad miss there
as
far as from a pitching standpoint.
Well, let's channel the game from a couple of days ago when Conley struck out 9 of the first 16 batters and then didn't retire another batter.
No, that's right. I think they had to get used to him. We talked about early on because of the way he hid the ball. And they batted against him 2 times. The 3rd time was different.
0-2 on Upton. 4th pitch of the at-bat. We'll have to wait. A little flip over to first to drive Castellanos back. Odorizzi does a very good job paying attention to the running game, slowing the running game, and that's all. Conger, you look at some years, Jim, he threw out 22%,
right.
A little below league average. So the fact that he's fallen down to near 0 the last 2 years,
right?
That's on the pitcher somewhat. Fly ball to center, not deep. Geyer in, couple of steps to his right is under it, and he makes the catch. High fly ball for out number 1.
Well, you're right about that. Because now, he's improved a little bit. He's up to 13%. But there's no help. I mean, let's face it.
Right.
To be that bad, you're not the best, but the pitchers are not helping.
You go from throwing out 1 in every 5 to last year 1 out of 42. You're not getting it.
No.
Your arm didn't just completely go away in 1 year.
Your buddies out in the mound are not helping you. You better start taking them out to dinner or something.
But Conger does have some plus, again, the ability to get extra strikes for his pitchers. Right. And the other parts of his defensive game, the Rays value
receiver,
that.
Yes.
He's a plus. Change up low and outside to Stephen Moya. Tight left hamstring is the reason that Desmond Jennings left this game.
That's a bad break because the replacement cleared the bases with a pop-up.
The pop-up. There's a swing and a foul off the glove of Conger and then off his leg. 1-1. On Moya. They did call that a double, and I'm a little puzzled by that because if the throw didn't go home, he's not going to second. No, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. But
so if you're scoring at home, write down double for Franklin.
That little pop-up.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball up, and Moya checked his swing in time. He struck out swinging in a 9-pitch battle with Jake Odorizzi in the second. Lefty against righty in this matchup. Moya's shown his improvements at the plate. Hitting for power, hitting .317 coming in. 2-1, swing and a miss.
I'm telling you.
Another swing and miss.
This fastball is amazing.
At a fastball, 91 at the belt.
It's all about command, isn't it? And that little hop at the plate, whatever
question.
Deception the hitters are getting from his motion, which is pretty smooth.
You don't see this many swings and misses with a guy who's got an upper 90s fastball.
No, you don't. You certainly don't.
Think of Robertson, who's got the low 90s fastballs with Chicago, gets
That's
swings
right,
and misses
sure.
because he's got the long stride and releases closer to home plate. 2-2, swinging a line drive right to second base. Forsythe grabs it, throws to first, doubles off Nick Castellanos. Nothing Nick could do. Inning over.
Yep. Nothing you can do is right.
Line out, double play. Tigers are out in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning in St. Petersburg. 5-0 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Jordan Zimmerman getting ready to face the Rays in the bottom of the fifth inning. First of four, 5-0 Rays. Fifth inning is brought to you by the DMC. All-star lineups deserve all-star DMC docs. Today's game brought to you in part by U.S. Park, the official parking provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 4, 5, 6 hitters, Morrison, Geyer, Dickerson here in the fifth inning. It was this part of the lineup after a Longoria double with 2 outs and the bases empty. There's a high fly ball down the right field line, not deep. Castellanos in the overshift will overrun it, and Moya almost overran it.
Yes.
He reaches back and makes the catch. Castellanos is heading toward the line, but the ball was behind him.
That's right. That's right.
And Moya came in, and he had to reach back to make the catch. The main thing is it's out number one.
Yeah, maybe Nick lost it up in the
I think he
area.
did.
Yeah. And he was glad to hear Moya yelling, "I got it." And like you said, he almost overran it while he was yelling.
The ball's in the third inning. The Longoria double was crushed up the gap. Guy with a single that scored Longoria was hard hit. And then 2 big plays with a couple of men on, 2 outs in a 2-0 game. There's a pitch inside to Geyer, right-handed batter against righty in this matchup. Dickerson on an 0-2 hit a ground ball to short. Iglesias looked to second for the force, but Kinsler wasn't there. There's a ground ball to third and foul. And that slight pause cost him the chance to get Dickerson at first. So what could have been, I think would have been, Jim, without that look to second, it would have been the third out, and it would have been a 2-0 game.
Yeah.
It'd be a very different look to this game because the next batter, Franklin, blooped one into left and scored 3.
That's right.
There's a swinging a foul off the glove of Saltalamacchia.
This game of baseball just drives you nuts. I mean, a little hiccup
a little
there,
moments.
A little hiccup there, and just like that. But that ball needed to be caught. It was up there a long time, in my opinion.
The bloop?
Yeah, up there a long time.
You think Upton didn't get a good read on it?
I don't think he did.
Again, because Iglesias was running out. But I didn't think he had a shot at it.
No, not. But I mean, there's problems here with the lighting and so forth, picking up the ball, and it's not an excuse, but it's reality.
Yep, think of the Metrodome. The ball's lost there all the time. There's a swing and a ground ball softly to third. Charging Castellanos grabs the knee-high bounce, throws on the run. Good play, made it look easy. Geyer's out number 2. Here in the fifth inning, 5-0 Rays.
Lease pull ahead is back at Zuber Buick GMC. Get out of your lease early. It sounds good. Get into 2016 Buick Encore, $139 a month. Great folks there. Zuber Buick GMC. They're on Telegraph Road in Taylor. Nice area. Just tell them I sent you. Buy a couple, have a cup of coffee also.
You always mention that cup of coffee. They must have good coffee there.
You like coffee. I'll get you a pot. I'll bring your pot home.
Pitch count's brought to you by Sunoco and the Sunoco Free Fuel 5000 to get the decal, get spotted, and win. Pitch count at 90 for Jordan Zimmerman. Swing and a miss.
That's a rare swing and miss right there.
Fastball above the belt. Lefty Dickerson at the plate.
I know that name.
Now, this is a guy who's hitting .209. Again, his home ballpark hasn't been kind to him, but you still think this is a guy who hits a lot of line drives. Makes a lot of hard contact. He has not been rewarded for it.
No.
There's a fly ball softly into left here. Will it drop? Yes, it will. Off the end of the bat. Rounds first and holds a little bloop single.
See how they Upton played that one cautiously because of the surface?
The old Metrodome, before they changed the surface, it was just cement with a little layer of...
it was horrible.
Of what?
Horrible.
About a quarter-inch of AstroTurf.
About that much. I mean, it was just brutal.
And those balls, when they would go up in the air, Upton would have had to stay back another 30 feet.
Right.
Because,
no question.
Because they'd hit that, it'd be like hitting off concrete, and it bounced a good... Well, Jim, you'd see a ball bounce 20 feet in the air.
Hey, some of the games that we called there just drove us crazy with things that happened.
It was not easy because you had to make that decision really quickly. There's a foul out of play before they installed the newer versions of the turf that has more of a base that deadens the ball a little bit when it bounces.
But they had magic in that ballpark. They did.
They turn on the fans. They turn off the fans.
You can't make it up.
They'd bring out Nick Punto, and he'd hit a squibber somewhere.
Right. Get on base. That's right.
Punto and the Piranhas. There's a pitch in the dirt. It gets away from Saltalamacchia. One of the great descriptions from Ozzie Guillen, the White Sox manager, describing playing the Twins when they were winning all those division titles 6 and 9 years at the Metrodome. I thought that was a great description. Punto and the Piranhas.
That's right. It was perfect. And they were.
Because
oh my goodness.
the strangest things would happen on just either routine ground balls, or a ball would just trickle away from somebody. Or Punto, I remember one time diving by second, would just like threw behind his head to get a force at second. It really was something.
It was. I like that, yeah.
And by the end, you really weren't surprised when any of that stuff happened.
No.
When the Tigers were in town or any other team.
Yeah, we were ready for it. Man, oh man.
2-1, the count on Nick Franklin. Another left-handed batter. Again, Jennings out with a tight hamstring. Here's the 2-1. Crossfire fastball. Busts him in, but well off the plate, and now 3-1. A bloop double is the hit in the game. It turned a 2-0 game into a 5-0 game. That was back in the third. Zimmerman trying for a quick inning here, but he's going to be right near 100 pitches by the end of this inning. 3-1. Swinging up. High fly ball, shallow center field. Maben toward left center. Makes the catch. Thought for a moment he'd lost it, but he had it all the way.
Yeah, he's just trying to scare us a little bit.
Franklin is out. Single does no harm. Zimmerman strands a runner at second base. Tigers bat in the 6th inning after 5-0 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 5-0 Rays. 8-9-1 hitters Saltalamacchia, Iglesias, and Kinsler to face the impressive Jake Odorizzi.
Well said.
This has not been a good matchup for the Tigers in 3 career previous starts, and he's making it 4. With the way he's pitching against the Tigers tonight, Saltalamacchia takes a fastball high. 3 infielders on the right side in the overshift. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball. Another fastball gets another swing and miss.
It's from 91 mainly, and he threw one and hit 94, but that's the only one.
Yep.
The rest have been 90, 91.
Fastball inside.
Oh.
Ooh, Saltalamacchia took a close 3-2 pitch. Draws a walk, the third walk issued for Odorizzi. His pitch counts at 96. Let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Let's see if that can ignite something here in the 6th inning. If that was a single, we wouldn't be saying that.
That's right. I'll tell you what.
There's a slider for a strike.
I think they got a break on that pitch. That looked like a heck of a strike.
It really did. Check some scores in the General RV scoreboard. Cleveland trying to do something it's only done twice in franchise history. Win 13 straight. There's a fastball outside, and they've got a 3-1 lead in the 8th.
In the 8th inning?
In Toronto.
Who was towing the slab?
Carlos Carrasco, 10 strikeouts.
Man.
That was through the first 6 innings. I can update that for you. Oh, he struck out the side in the 7th. There's a swing and a foul. So Carlos Carrasco, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts.
Wow.
3-1 in the top of the 8th inning. That's through 7 innings for Carrasco.
Wow. Boy, that's the real deal, that guy. The real deal.
Cleveland, if they can hang on to that, will be 48-30. The 1-2. Check swing and a fastball up and in. Hit his bat, went off to the right. Still 0-2 on Iglesias. A couple of other scores in the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Yankees stunned Texas with 6 in the bottom of the 9th inning yesterday.
Yeah, really.
A game-tying home run from McCann, and then D.D. Gregorius with a walk-off home run. And today they won on a walk-off wild pitch.
That's not real exciting. We saw that.
Unless you win.
Unless you get
up and
right.
in off the bat again. Same pitch, same result. Check swing went off the bat of Iglesias. It's still no balls and 2 strikes. So the Rangers are slumping. They're 51-29.
Yeah, right. They're slumping.
They've lost
right.
2 in a row.
And Odor is just killing the ball.
The 1-2 again. Swinging a foul. That's Iglesias right there. He can foul off some tough pitches, just protecting the plate.
Yep, and then we've seen him take a swing like that, bloop it in for a base hit.
This is a 6-pitch battle. The count is still 1-2.
They do have action in their pen.
The 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball, base hit into right. Saltalamacchia will stop at second, and that might be, we'll see, the end of the night for Odorizzi. They have a very quick hook with Odorizzi, even on days when he doesn't have high pitch counts. Once he begins to face an order the third time through, even though he's actually been very good the third time through opposing orders. Most games he faces 20, 22 batters, 23 sometimes.
I'm watching that home dugout, no action. But
you would think they want to let him get a chance to get Kinsler.
Yeah, from what he's done to
third
Ian.
time.
Yeah, but the walk-off, the walk is just the key. It's amazing what can happen with leadoff walk late in the game when you need some runs.
Jim, that was a good at-bat for Iglesias.
He's had a lot of good at-bats, hasn't he?
Kinsler pitch in the dirt, gets away from Conger. Runners advance to second and third, and the Tigers have something brewing here in the 6th, trailing by 5.
Well, you got to take advantage of this.
Wild pitch.
Wild pitch advances the base runners.
That's one of those breaking balls. It's hot when it hits the dirt. Most of the time it'll go the opposite way back. And that's what happened there. Hit off the heel of the glove. That's why he couldn't smother it.
Second and third, nobody out. Kinsler struck out twice, both on fastballs, up and away. A 10-pitch battle his last time. The 1-0 pitch. Change-up misses inside. Ian actually had a good hitter's count last time up, and then it's amazing how tough it's been for Tiger hitters to square up the fastball.
Yeah. Well, you think the time might be getting right here.
We've certainly seen that from Ian.
We have.
He struggles
Every day,
early.
Ian.
Puts together good at-bats late. There's a ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Dodgers beat the Brewers today 8-1. Clayton Kershaw to the DL.
How about
the Dodgers trade for Bud Norris.
Just like that.
To help the rotation. A herniated disc.
Wow.
In the back of Clayton Kershaw. And you just hope that it's you got a shot for it, epidural, and you hope that it's not going to be long-term, because he's putting together some of the greatest stretch of pitching over a multi-year period that we've ever seen. It was a fastball that Ian took with great confidence.
That's been a
outside
strike all
away.
night. Yeah.
I'm stunned that was a ball. Our Fox Tracks box shows it was just outside the strike zone.
But it's been a strike all night. Good call.
So 3-1 on Kinsler. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, base hit into center field. Late break for Iglesias. He'll stop at third. No need to take a chance. Terrible throw to the infield.
Wow.
Line drive single. Tigers are on the board now, trailing 5-1. Nobody out with the runners at the corners.
Well, again, taking advantage of the leadoff walk. And then Ian with a good at bat. That was another fastball about belt high away. Got enough on it to drive it into center field. And you're right, Dan. The center fielder hit the infield with the relay.
So Kevin Cash out to the mound. That'll be the end of the day. This will be the 8th time this year that Jake Odorizzi has lasted 5 innings or fewer. And in the books, this will be 5 innings plus 3 batters, but 5 innings or fewer with his 5-inning start here tonight. A run in, nobody out, 2 on. Tigers trailing 5-1. We'll pause for these words here in the 6th on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. The Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Go in and discover the Demmer difference. 5-1. Tigers have just broken through for their first run of the night. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Matt Andriese, starter turned reliever, takes over on the mound for the Rays.
Such a change. Buckner neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. Lefties batting .215, 1 home run. Righties .260 with 1 home run also. And 39 strikeouts, 54 2/3. 15 walks, couple home runs, 49 base hits off of this right-hander.
Andriese made 7 starts to start the season, then to the bullpen, and then back to the rotation. Numbers are actually pretty decent as a starter, but Blake Snell was ready from the minor leagues, and Blake Snell has taken his spot in the rotation. There's a swing and a fly ball softly into right field. Should be deep enough to score the run. Franklin makes the catch. Iglesias scores easily. Sacrifice fly from Maben, and the Tigers now trail 5-2.
That was an adventure for Franklin in right field, wasn't it?
Yes,
he came in, decided maybe back up, and then turned around a little bit, and then catch the ball.
Kinzer hangs at first. Cabrera Martinez coming up. Still time to do some damage.
That's right.
5-inning start against the Tigers for Andriese in Detroit. Gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. Short, cautious lead for Kinzer at first. First pitch from Andriese. Slider down in the dirt.
This is where the big man does damage a good bit of the time.
That home run was by the guy at the plate. Miguel Cabrera's equaled last year's home run total.
How about that? That's terrific.
Hitting .301, 18 home runs, 51 RBIs. This is game 79. And the home runs he hit on the homestand, one was measured at .459 against the Marlins, and the one that went up onto the concourse was measured at .454. So take a look at the ballpark and where those landed. You know that one that was .454 by the K-line statue was had to be closer to .470.
No question about it. Then it bounced out of the ballpark, went down the road.
The only
a little
one
bit.
that we know of.
That's right.
That has left the ballpark on one giant hop. A little flip to first to drive Kinsler back. But, Jim, the main thing is the power is back.
Power's there, and he got the changeup yesterday, and that ball's still going, too. That short load up, the head does not move.
5-2 Rays are in the 6th. There's a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play. Off speed, down and away. Miguel fouled it off to the right. Hit the ball hard his first time up. He had a good day yesterday in the wrap-up against the Marlins. The home run, hit the ball hard in each of his last 4 trips to the plate after getting hit by a pitch his first time up.
Is that the first time you'd hit all year?
I think he'd been hit. I wanted to say I looked at it and he'd been hit one other time.
One other time? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, one other time before yesterday. Wow. Yesterday just clipped him on the belt buckle.
Yeah.
Here's a 1-1. Ground ball hit hard to third, and that'll be 2. Longoria to Forsythe to first. 5-4-3 inning-ending double play.
All
the ball hard.
Oh, that's right.
For the second time today, it's a 5-4-3 double play off Miguel's bat. Tigers settle for 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-2 Rays. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. The 6th inning, Tigers have just scored 2 to make it a 5-2 game. Arcia, Conger, Forsythe. Good opportunity, you would think, for Jordan Zimmerman to work his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. First pitch steals strike 1 with a backdoor curveball.
Looks like Rondon's going to start to throw in the pen. They should be on high alert.
Castellanos into the outfield on the overshift against the lefty, Oswaldo Arcia. There's a pitch up and away. Iglesias, the lone infielder on the left side, basically straight up at shortstop, shades up the middle a little bit. Outfield deep. Maben shades a little bit to left center on Arcia. Ground ball to second base. Kinzer gloves it off the dirt. Quick toss to Cabrera. 1 up, 1 down, 6th inning, 5-2 Rays.
A lot of Tiger fans here tonight. Brian James from South Lyon. Nice area. Leonard Brandt from Grand Rapids. Another nice area. Great to have him here. A lot of Tiger fans here. Ran into a whole bunch of them. They're everywhere.
Pretty good Tiger contingent in Florida.
They're everywhere.
3:15 down the line here at Tropicana Field. 370 to the gap in left center. The distances are all pretty fair, but again, it's tough to get the ball out. There's a swing and a foul. 404 to straightaway center. And again, 370 in right center. 322 down the right field line. The wall angles out pretty quickly, so it's not quite as close as those indicators would suggest that 322 and 315. Conger behind 0-1 after the foul out of play. He too faces the overshift. Now he swings and pops it up. Castellanos, Kinsler next to each other. Kinsler will make the catch.
It was like Nick was telling him what to do.
He was right behind him. Then Ian had to back up at the last, so Castellanos had to back up real quickly. Four games of the Rays this weekend series brought to you in part by the Michigan Lottery. Every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher, $100 deposited into the University of Toledo Strikeouts for Scholarships account. UT, where motivated students can find opportunities to a greater degree. 5-2 Rays. They've out hit the Tigers 9-3.
Boy, oh boy.
Logan Forsythe, right-handed batter at the plate, takes a pitch in the dirt.
He's got a nice stroke, this young man.
Fascinating career. She takes the slider a little bit low. That looked like a good pitch. 2-0. He had a breakthrough season at age 28, and there was no indication he was about to have a breakthrough season.
No?
Last year, he hadn't been a very good hitter up to that point in his career. There's a pitch outside. And almost 1,000 at-bats through his age 27 season. He hit .235 with no power.
Really?
And then last year, .280 with some power. And this year, comes into the game hitting .300 with even better power.
Yeah, wow.
There's a strike on the inside corner. And Jim, with his defense at second base, quietly, Logan Forsythe has become the most valuable player on this team the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Late
bloomer. There's a shot to third. Ooh, glove by Castellanos. That was a rocket. Toss over to first, and that's a good job by Zimmerman. In the fourth inning, his pitch count was over 80, and he gives the Tigers 6 innings tonight.
Get him to hit the ball right at Nick at third. Good job.
We played 6 at Tropicana Field. 5-2 Rays over the Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Victor Martinez leads off, top of the 7th inning. Tigers scored 2 to get on the board last inning. See if they can build off that here in the 7th. 2 good wins stand, a 6-3 homestand. And now 4 games with the Rays to start an 11-game road trip. The Tigers actually started the year playing some pretty good ball on the road, but last 25, the Tigers are 7-18
that is
away from home.
This team's better than that. I mean, that's just not right.
That puts their overall record at 17-22. There's a high fly ball to right, fairly deep, going back Franklin at the wall. He has room to make the catch. Went to the wall, came in a step, 1 out here in the 7th.
Get a ticket to see the Tigers play the Royals July 15th, plus a 16-ounce Miller Lite for as low as $19. Just a Friday night party package. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
Might have heard in the background Anibal Sanchez warming in the Tigers bullpen. Jordan Zimmerman's day is done. Almost surely.
Yeah, I think he was getting the pat on the back from the pitching coach.
Brings up Nick Castellanos. He's flied out to left and walked. That was against the starter, Jake Odorizzi. There's a strike on the outside corner.
This kid's got a good fastball. That was 95. He's a long arm thrower. We've seen a lot of long arm throwers this year.
Yeah, especially lately, it seems like.
That sometimes that shows the ball to the hitter. It all depends how he takes it back, which side of the body it comes out of then. That make any sense?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Fastball at 94 misses. Low and outside, 1-1 on Castellanos. Originally drafted 3rd round by the San Diego Padres out of the University California Riverside. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play.
They play some good baseball in some of those colleges.
Yes, they do. How about Coastal Carolina?
Congratulations.
How about that? Winning the College World Series today. That's pretty neat.
It sure is.
That is pretty neat. We just had a clip of utility man Taylor Motter, who is on this roster for the Rays, and he is the only person on this team from Coastal Carolina. And they showed him celebrating, watching his alma mater win today over Arizona. And what a finish it was. There's a fly ball softly to right field. Isn't it carry away? Wow, going back, it's Franklin, though. He'll make the catch. He had it all the way onto the warning track on a 1-2. Nick flies out deep to right field. 2 up and 2 down. 9th inning. Coastal Carolina had a 4-2 lead. 1 out, and then it was a walk. And then there was a double. Then there was a sacrifice fly. And the guy on the mound, reliever, had thrown 40-some pitches at this point. It looked like he was out of gas, Jim, and then he gets a strikeout to end it.
Yeah. They had it on the video board here. It was just fantastic.
It was a very exciting finish, and Coastal Carolina is your national champion in baseball, the College World Series.
How about that? That's spectacular, that College World Series. Now, I did it when it was, back in the 80s. Several years.
A little before it became, well, it's always been a big deal, though.
But now it's really a big deal.
Now it's become a bigger deal. 7th inning brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows for 72 years. The 0-1 to Upton. Line drive down the left field line, and he hooked it foul. Justin today has taken a called third strike. Hit a soft fly ball to left field. Final line for Odorizzi was interesting, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah, it sure was.
5 innings plus 3 batters. Gave up 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 7.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff was good, but it only went 5 innings. I mean, that's crazy.
And the pitch count was over 100.
Yeah.
Upton waiting on the 0-2. Andriese works from the stretch. Crossfire fastball at 93 is up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pretty good arm to bring out of the bullpen.
Well, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And a bullpen that needs some help. Maybe with the addition of Snell to the rotation and this guy to the bullpen can shore things up a little bit.
Yes.
The 1-2. Up and in. The target was low and away.
That seems to be the target of the night for the Rays.
Low and away. It certainly worked for Odorizzi.
That's Hickey's the pitching. That's his philosophy. I know that. Terrific pitching coach here.
Track record's awfully good. Andriese is a low walk, moderate strikeout rate, 2.5 walks per 9. Strikeout rate of 6.5 in his 2 years with Tampa, covering 120 innings. Starter reliever last year. Made 8 starts, worked 65 innings total, 17 relief appearances. Now 8 starts and 4 relief appearances this year. The 2-2. Fastball in the dirt. And a 2-out walk gets something started. Tigers down 3 in the 7th inning. Steven Moya is waiting on deck.
If you're catching, I'm catching right here, you got to just challenge. You give up a big part of the plate and just trust your fastball, whatever he's going to throw. I think it'd be a fastball.
Forsythe at second shades up the middle. The outfield plays up to go the opposite way. So Geyer, the center fielder, shades toward right center. The 3-2. Swinging a ground ball chopped to third, deep at third. Longoria backs up fields, 360 spin, throws perfectly to Morrison at first.
Is he good or what?
To get Upton. Fine play. Out number 3 here in the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time in St. Petersburg. At Tropicana Field, it's 5-2 Rays over the Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Five-two Rays are good at the bottom of the 7th inning at Tropicana Field in the first of 4. Jordan Zimmerman's night is done, and Anibal Sanchez takes over on the mound.
Pitcher change brought to you Southeast Michigan. Ford dealers visit Huntington Ford in Rochester. Think Ford first. Well, still trying to get this arsenal back where it needs to be to help this ball club, especially with the breaking ball. Last time out, 1 sharp inning against Miami, 1 inning, all zeros. But did not see a good breaking ball.
Fastball for a strike at the belt on the outside corner. We'll be tracking it because I still think this could be an important arm, and we have seen trips to the bullpen help other starting pitchers. There's a ground ball glove by Sanchez. Reached down behind him and grabbed that ground ball.
That's a base hit.
Miller was going to have a
play.
base hit into center field, and Sanchez made a fine play. One up and one down.
Fantastic. As you kids know, once you throw the ball, you become an infielder.
Is there anything of Carrasco and Bauer specifically in Cleveland, guys who were sent to the bullpen?
That's right.
And there was a certain mentality that they brought back out of the bullpen into the starting rotation that helped both.
Well, you know, when you come out of the bullpen, you're supposed to give it all, right? And I think part of that rubbed off on him. I think that's a good point.
There's a fastball for a strike because he does feel good. He is healthy. And, I mean, in terms of who's got the better upside, looking at that number 5 spot, you would say it's Anibal Sanchez. But he has to have that slider.
That's right.
There's a line drive on one hop pass. Castellanos down the left field line. Rounding first, heading to second. Longoria throw and cut off by Iglesias. Well, that was a rocket.
Oh, that was self-defense.
And Nick tried to glove it off to his left, went by him for a double.
Yeah, that was a rocket off a breaking ball. You know, the only other way to play that is have your body take the punishment. And Nick will tell us after the game that he should have played it a little bit differently. Because that's called the hot corner for a reason. Because the ball gets hit hard down. Evan LaGloria. Jeez, what a pain in that.
Boy, he's picked it up, Jim.
Oh, I'm telling you.
He's back to being a real force at the plate. His offense had tailed off the last couple of years.
Yes, you're right.
And now, especially the last few weeks, he's been sizzling. 2 doubles in this game. Morrison takes a pitch up and away, and Jim, that was the slider that hung out over the plate against Longoria. Yeah. I mean, he just absolutely tattooed it, and it's just so surprising because he used to bury right-handers with that slider.
No question about it.
And left-handers, for that matter. There's a changeup low and outside.
If you can figure out pitchers, you're a genius.
He really has become, unfortunately, a fastball changeup guy.
And his fastball is average right now. Now, when he touched 94, 95, that was different. But right now, he's feeling for it. And I've said before, they need him back in that rotation, but he's got to get that arsenal back.
Yes. 1 out double, Longoria at second, but it's 2 hard hit balls. There's a swing and a pop-up. Play ball for Castellanos at third, and he will make the catch. A few steps behind the bag at third. Final line for Jordan Zimmerman. He goes 6. He gives up 5 runs, 4 earned on 9 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Final line is brought to you by Auto Value Parts Stores, where service is the difference. Jim, your thoughts on Zimmerman's start?
Well, first of all, is that groin still a problem? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Secondly, I'm floored how many breaking balls he threw tonight. And fastball command was not good, and that's why he kept throwing more and more breaking balls, curveballs, sliders. So let's say I'm surprised.
As the slider in the dirt gets away from Saltalamacchia and cruising over to third is Longoria. Another wild pitch.
Yeah,
but Jim, the fastball, a lot of fastballs got hit hard tonight.
They did.
And
that's why I said, was it the command of the fastball? Because when he was right, he has command. I mean, he can work both sides of the plate. He certainly didn't have it tonight.
And this is an 8-start stretch with an ERA of over 6.50. There's a swing and a foul off of. Now, you knew there'd be a correct foul off of Saltalamacchia. There'd be a correction after the phenomenal start. But what really we're noticing is the hard contact and extra base hits in these last 7 games. Hittable, 8 games now.
Hittable pitches. And they're hittable pitches, not fouling them off. That tells you something.
There's a fastball. That's a good one. A lot of movement for a called strike. 1-2 on Geyer. Big run to Strand at third. The Tigers are down 5-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Longoria at third from the stretch. Sanchez delivers a slider in the dirt. Blocked by Saltalamacchia out to his right. No chance for Longoria to advance. Sanchez came in to cover home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But that's what we've seen a lot with that slider, Jim, that it just seems like the confidence isn't there throwing it, so he just buries it, especially after he hung one earlier to Longoria. Well, it's way off the plate, and it's not even tempting for a right-handed batter.
It looks like he's trying to really, at the end, use good hand hand release, and he's bouncing it up there instead of that good smooth action.
The 2-2. Swinging a foul right at home plate. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Geyer 1 for 3. Came in hitting .277. Reserve role. He's provided some nice power with 7 home runs. It's what the Rays do. They swing and miss. They don't draw a ton of walks. They're middle of the pack in walks. And they bomb the ball, and they don't hit for average. 109 home runs. The majority on the road. The 2-2. Ground ball to short. Charging Iglesias, scoops it off his back foot, flips over to Cabrera at first. Geyer is out. Good job by Sanchez after the double.
That's right. Not getting away with it, job.
We played 7 in St. Petersburg. 5-2 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Let us know your choices for today's SVS Vision Player of the Game by texting the letters SVS and the complete player name to 97136. Pitch Speed Stare brought to you by X1 from Xfinity. It's going to change the way you experience sports. We're in the 8th inning, 5-2 Rays in the first of 4. There's a swing and a miss. Good change up to Moya, who has lined out. That was an inning-ending double play in the 5th inning. So you look at the double plays in this game. Cabrera smoked 2 balls to third for 5-4-3 inning-ending double plays.
But you said it right. You can't hit the ball any harder than that.
And Moya lined out, squared the ball up in the 5th inning. And that was an inning-ending double play. I don't think Castellanos read it right off the bat, Jim, but I don't also think he had a chance to get back.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, that's a hot corner.
No, I'm talking about the line out when Forsythe made the catch, and he was off first.
Right.
He doubled off first.
Oh, he had no chance.
He'll pop up, shallow left field. Miller's going out, and he'll call off the left fielder Dickerson, make the catch. 1 out here in the 8th inning as Moya pops out to short. 8th inning is brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Yeah, that's the type of play. I mean, he wasn't caught off first base. He was just taking his lead, and even though the ball wasn't hit all that hard, it was hit at the right spot.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Cleveland 4-1 over Toronto, trying to make it 13 consecutive wins.
That's
1
incredible.
out in the bottom of the 9th.
How about that?
Rajai Davis hit his 8th home run in that game, Jimmy.
Rajai.
He's on pace
We
to
miss
hit
him. Yes.
16 now.
Yes.
Backdoor curveball, and that's a good one.
We miss
Saltalamacchia takes a strike.
Every time I see him, I saw him going into the locker room the other day, had a big smile on his face. Jimmy Price said that.
He's one of the nice guys, good guys,
Terrific
in the game. Washington beating up on Cincy 13-4. Danny Espinosa has 7 RBIs in that game with 2 home runs.
Wow.
A pitch outside. Other scores on the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Miami, Atlanta 3-2 in the 5th. There was a rain delay in Atlanta. Miami picked up Fernando Rodney.
Yes, they did.
Fernando Rodney's given up 1 run in 28 innings this year.
It's amazing, isn't it? He's getting better with age.
He's 39. He's given up 1 run. Fly ball down the left field line in the corner. Playable for Dickerson. He'll make the catch just to the right of the 3:15 marker. 2 outs, 8th inning. So the Tigers had something going in the 6th and nothing since Matt Andriese came on. He has slammed the door, retired all 7 batters he's faced.
Well, this is an upgrade as far as Arsenal compared to the start. A little bit quicker with the arm action.
Chris Bryant hit his 22nd home run.
He did.
Yoenis Cespedes, he was struggling for a while, but he hit his 19th today.
Really struggling. Wow.
For the Mets. 3-2 Chicago. That game is in the bottom of the 7th inning at Citi Field.
You know who's playing with the Mets now? James Loney.
Is that where he went?
Yes. Well, he's in the minor leagues, and they brought him up. Yeah.
Chuck Keller, engineer, is on top of things. He says the Mets have just scored 2. It's 4-3 Mets.
Chuck's amazing.
In the bottom of the 7th inning.
That's all I'm going to say.
Chuck is amazing.
That's all I'm going to say.
Iglesias takes a strike. Kansas City 4-2 over St. Louis. That game's in the 8th. There's a line drive, base hit down the line. Dickerson was shaded toward the gap, so that's by him to the wall. Iglesias rounds first and cruises into second. Boy, the bat has come alive. It's been a very good month of June for Iglesias, and that's what we have seen. Lots of extra base hits and hard contact.
Laying off the bad pitches and hitting the good ones, and the bat speed And the hand action is tremendous. I talked with Brad about that on his show, and just say, well, he's staying in the strike zone, and he's got a quick bat and the power.
So man on second, that's a big run to get home. If the Tigers can get him home here in the 8th inning, trailing 5-2. Fielder's choice and an error, 2 runs for the Mets, and that's how they took the lead 4-3 and home against the Cubs.
Well, everyday Ian had a good swing his last time up, didn't he?
He did. Struck out his first 2. Last batter that Odorizzi faced was Ian Kinsler. Third time he faced him, he didn't strike out. He drilled a 3-1 into center. RBI single scored the Tigers' first run. He falls behind here 0-1. Kansas City beat St. Louis 3-2 and 12 yesterday. So if they win that game today, they'll take 3 out of 4 from St. Louis. The last 2 in St. Louis. It's 4-2 in the 8th.
In St. Louis, huh?
Lorenzo Cain went on the DL. What more can happen to Kansas City? Swinging a foul out of play. Hamstring injury.
Wow.
He's going to be out until after the All-Star break.
No kidding. And we open up with them after the All-Star break.
Moustakas, Gordon, Cain. Now, if you're a Kansas City fan, they say, okay, which 3 players do you not want to lose?
Well, there they are right there. I mean, hello. Those everyday players like that. Wow.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ian's 1 for 3. Came in hitting .295. He now has 48 RBIs out of that leadoff spot. Tremendous production this year.
Everyday Ian.
Runner in scoring position. Iglesias, the outfield deep. Andres on the rubber, stepped off. Justin Wilson getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. Maben waiting on deck. Boy, you'd love to see Ian reach. Things could get very interesting in a hurry here with Maben and Cabrera, the next 2 hitters. Conger setting up low and away. The 0-2. Hot shot to third, and it's gloved by Longoria. Over to first. Kinsler hit it hard.
He did.
And it's out number 3. Tigers get the 2-out double from Iglesias. He's stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning in the first of 4. Rays 5, Tigers 2. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. $10,729 at Tropicana Field for the first of 4.
Small gathering.
It's as small as you'll see anywhere. It's been this way for a long time. It's unfortunate. It really goes back to the first owner of the franchise. Vince Nemoli didn't do any favors.
No, he didn't.
It was a foul out of play. And they had 35,000 people on a waiting list for season tickets when they first announced the franchise coming here to St. Petersburg.
Right.
So you can talk about the location in the ballpark, but the fan base was there, and the original owner alienated so many fans.
That's the word.
So quickly.
Yes.
And I have to believe that's still part of it.
Yes.
To this day, when you get out of the habit of going to the ballpark, there's a pitch up to Dickerson, 1 ball, 1 strike. And, I mean, there was clearly that support. If you start with that and you have that good attendance right from the start and they build on that, but then when the owner makes you want to stay away from the ballpark, and he did, then you get out of the habit of going. And
no question.
It makes it very hard for the future owners, as Dickerson swings and misses, to build it back up. They have never been in the habit of going to games, and it's been a long time now.
That's right.
Wasn't always that way.
No, and they've tried different things. Remember the year they brought in all these old guys that used to hit home runs and all that?
Well, that was early, yeah. Vaughn, Canseco.
Yeah, it was something. Didn't work out.
440 home run hitters. There's a swing and a miss. Wow.
Goodness. That's how you look when you
play. Well, I'm not sure I could even swing at a pitch that high.
Wow.
Dickerson swings and misses. We were saying that he's a better hitter than he indicated, but if he's going to chase pitches like that...
you take that back, huh?
Might not. Attendance brought to you by Fraser Forklifts, your home for commercial and industrial equipment. 5-2 Rays, who are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Swinging a fly ball off the bat of Nick Franklin to left center. Over is Maben to make the easy grab. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th inning. Rays leading by 3. Comerica customers can enjoy a VIP experience at Tigers home games this year. To find out how, go to Comerica.com/your part. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers. Will not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. 2 outs. Anibal Sanchez in his second inning of work delivers a fastball strike. And he's on the outside corner to Arcia.
I think he's been better tonight. He got one swing and miss on a breaking ball, but it was kind of up in the zone. It didn't have the good bite to it, but I think it's an upgrade tonight.
Saltalamacchia is setting up inside. Swinging to miss. Now there's a good slider, Jim.
That's one of the best right there.
87, darting down and into a lefty.
That's progress.
That's what we're looking for. He wants to be a starter. He knows this is the deal right now. But if he throws more pitches like that,
he'll be in there
consistently. He will be back in the rotation. There's a swing and a broken bat, fly ball into right center. How about that? Just drops in over the overshift. A broken bat, soft single for Oswaldo Arcia, his second hit of the night.
But, you just forget about that. That's one of those things. But this is progress tonight for him.
Rays started the game by scoring an unearned run in the first. Double by Forsythe, error by Moya. That started the bottom of the first. Sacrifice fly later from Morrison made it 1-0. 2-0 in the third inning on a Geyer single that brought home Longoria. And then after an infield base hit, Jennings with a bloop into left field. A high pop-up that dropped in between Iglesias and Upton.
It was Franklin then.
That's right, Franklin. And then the ball kicked away from Upton, and that scored all 3 base runners. And that was the hit in the game. A bloop that scored 3. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by Hank Conger. Switch hitter batting lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-2 Rays in the 8th inning. In the 9th, Mabin, Cabrera, Martinez, the scheduled hitters for the Tigers.
It'll be facing Andres again.
1-1. Swing and a miss. So 2 swings and misses on fastballs.
Yes. Nice easy motion tonight.
Cleveland makes it 13 in a row. They've done it 2 other times in franchise history. The most recent, 1951.
Wow.
The Indians 4-1 winners over Toronto. Carrasco 13 strikeouts in 7. And the Indians have won 13 in a row. Runner goes, slider in the dirt. Arcia goes down to second, check swing, but he went too far. Or did he? No.
Yeah, actually he took off, so it's a stolen base for him.
That's right.
And he slid. Look, he slid too hard. Gripped his drawers.
Stolen base number 1 for Arcia.
Checking the back of his drawers.
2 balls, 2 strikes by Conger. 0 for 3 tonight. Zimmerman stranded a runner at second in the 5th, and Sanchez did it in the 7th. Stranded a runner at third. The 2-2. Slider off the plate inside.
Impressive. That was a dandy.
Sure was. Six-game lead for the Indians at the start of play today.
They're a pain in the neck.
14 strikeouts was the total for Carrasco in 7 1/3.
My goodness.
2 walks. 3-2. Swinging a line drive into left, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Get up the gap. Fielded by Upton. Into score comes Arcia. And down to second base with a big 2-out double as Hank Conger 6-2 Rays.
Yep. Coming up, Tigers get one more chance. That just made it that much tougher. Go back to that bloop by Arcia. Then ahead, 2 strikes on the batter, able to put the ball in play.
We saw that twice in the 3rd inning. The 2 hits that extended the inning. Dickerson, 0-2, ground ball to short, infield base hit. Franklin, 0-2, the bloop. It was counted as a double that scored 3. Fastball for a strike.
Well, he just gave up a run on a couple of hits, but I will tell you, this Arsenal tonight is the best that we've seen coming out of the pen.
6 runs, 12 hits for the Rays. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Tigers. Tigers have given up a lot of hits over the last week, even in games that they have won. There's a pitch in the dirt. And this is a team that does not hit for average.
No.
They do hit for power, but not for average. There's a swing and a foul out of play. The Tigers did get a 6-inning start. It's only the second time in the last 10 that they've gotten a start of as long as 6 innings. That's
right.
Shouldn't be a big milestone, but it has been lately.
Yeah, they'll take it. Anything to improve. But you brought up a good point about all the hits the other teams are getting off of Tiger pitching.
The 1-2. Swinging a foul past the screen. Bullpen has been much better of late. Pretty good stretch. Over 45 innings where the bullpen has shut down opponents.
That's strong. But it's like the other night.
But the starters are giving up a lot of hits. It's not just Mike Pelfrey.
No, that's right.
Zimmerman, Verlander, Zimmerman, Norris have all given up a lot of hits in their recent starts. There's a pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Forsythe at the plate, 2 for 4 in this game. Gory with 2 doubles has scored a run. Dickerson, Jennings, Arcia all with 2 hits. First of 4, Tigers and Rays. Another night game tomorrow night, a 4 o'clock game Saturday, and then the wrap up Sunday, a 1 o'clock start. The 2-2. Oh,
wow. Whoa.
Slider just off the plate, apparently.
You got to be kidding me. First of all, how could he take that pitch?
You got to swing. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
But he should.
He should have, because that was a heck of a pitch.
Right-handed batter against the righty. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. Swings and fouls it out of play.
He's impressive.
He really is.
Yes.
Castellanos deep, close to the line at third. The outfield plays Forsythe just about straight up. Maben shades a little toward right center. Moya in right field in just a little bit. Deep in the right-handed batter's box. Forsythe spreads out, knees bent, upper body upright, cocks the bat high over the right shoulder. Waiting on the 3-2. Swinging a line drive, base it into right center, and that's going to score. Conger from second base, 7-2 Rays.
Well, that was another breaking ball. So we've seen the good and the bad. But how about these Rays are a pain in the neck? Jeez.
We say that about too many teams, Jim.
We sure do, Dan, no question.
And weak offensive teams.
Yes, they get a lot of hits.
3 of the bottom 5 teams offensively in the American League are from the Central: Chicago, Minnesota, KC. Think of what KC did to the Tigers in Kansas City.
Right.
In 3 of the 4 games. Minnesota, the Tigers certainly have handled that team this year.
Right. But to come in here and see all these hits, boy.
13 hit attack. There's a strike on the inside corner. Brad Miller at the plate, another left-handed batter.
I mean, this is so disappointing.
The strike 1. Change up low. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Jim, when you think about Forsythe's a good hitter. But
yeah, he is, yes.
Those are the at-bats that stand out. Right-handers hitting him hard,
yes.
Hitting him for power. It is better stuff tonight. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And yet, not able to get right-handed batters out with the regularity you would expect.
No, that's right.
There's a pitch up and away. So, in the last couple of weeks, plus a couple of days, the last 17 days, Jim, we have seen Tiger pitchers give up 10 hits or more 10 times in the last 16 games.
That's incredible.
This makes it 11.
Well, then you understand there's the situation they're in.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball at 90. Last 4 games have given up 13, 16, 14, and now 13 today. They've also given up 19 and 21 in the last 2 weeks. It's just, it really does jump out at you as you look at the game by game.
Yeah.
And the amounts of hits that are falling. The 2-2. Swing back fastball got him for a called third.
About time. 2
big runs, though, for the Rays. We go to the 9th, 7-2 Rays on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Seven-two Rays. We go to the 9th. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 7-2 Rays as we go to the top of the 9th inning. 9th inning brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations. What a bank can be when it's time. Go to Comerica. Every Tigers double this season is a Wallside Windows double. You can enter to win a door wall from Wallside at cbsdetroit.com/Wallside. Ryan Garton, a right-hander, is the new pitcher for the Rays.
Pitcher change by your neighborhood Michigan Fort dealers. Last 8 appearances spanning 8 2/3 have been scoreless. Meaning the cutter fastball, 4-seamer. Only 10 2/3 innings with the big club. 13 hits, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks.
There's a fastball at 94 for a strike.
I was just going to say he's got a good arm. Or did I say that after I saw that pitch? You can't work that in, huh?
Maben Cabrera Martinez. Those were 2 big runs. Anytime you can turn 3-run lead into 5, it's a whole different deal. Going to the 9th. Whoa.
Man, that was vicious. Called it a ball, too.
It looked like a curveball
that exploded.
Really did.
Right down the heart of the plate.
Watch the catcher's glove. Conger started above the belt, and he quickly dropped the glove to make the catch. Line drive foul as he follows up the 80-mile-an-hour curveball with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball boy made a nice play, and it's 1-2.
And this is the old man we haven't heard a lot about up until now.
And this is the kind of guy you would expect, Tampa could turn this guy into a very usable piece in the bullpen. They need help. The bullpen's been wildly inconsistent. The 1-2. And that's not Tampa. There's fastball high, but what you can bet is that they'll figure some things out and that the second half will be a lot better than the first. But right now, this is the bullpen that is 13th as ranked by ERA in the American League. Shot past. Second baseman Forsythe into right. Good swing from Maben, his 3rd good swing of the night. He's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3.
I'll tell you, I say this all the time. Impressive. He's just trying to protect the plate, but hit it hard enough to get by the second baseman. That's solid at bat.
It's a very different Cameron Maben. It's mostly singles, but with the combination of hard contact, lots of line drives, lots of singles, and walks. It's a very valuable number 2 hitter right now.
It really has been.
There's a swing and a miss. Fastball right by Miguel. And I'll take that trade-off, Jim. Even though it's very different, you really don't expect much extra base power. If this is what he can do, I don't think he's going to hit 350, but if he can do what he's doing, 300 with some walks,
that's perfect. Yes, absolutely.
Steal bases, put his skills to use. There's a shot up the middle into center field, the base hit. Maben will cruise around second, make it to third easily. Miguel finally rewarded for a good swing.
That's right.
2 earlier hot shots to third have been inning-ending double plays. Couple more base runners, and this gets interesting. Right now, the Tigers have their first 2 on to start the 9th.
Well, there's a fastball, but it's right down the heart of the plate, and the big man took advantage of it. Well, they'll get their bullpen busy again.
'34th round draft pick out of Florida Atlantic, Ryan Garton.
They must have really had some new mechanics for him, the way he's throwing right now, to be a 34th
round? 34th round.
Wow.
Alex Colomé been terrific as the closers on the DL for the Rays. So Erasmo Ramirez, not quite the same stuff as the closer at times. It's really mix and match in the late innings for Kevin Cash now as Martinez takes a strike on the inside corner. The cutter in is strike 1. 0 for 2 for Victor plus a walk. Tigers trying to pull some dramatics in the ninth. We've seen amazing comebacks in the major leagues this year from big deficits. Chicago has blown a giant lead against Texas. Texas has blown a giant lead in New York. Big dramatic rallies in the late innings. That's what it will take for the Tigers to get back in this game. Big dramatic rally as a cutter sails up and in at the letters on Victor. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-2 Rays. First 2 on for the Tigers. You've got Martinez, Castellanos, Upton. The next 3 batters.
Well,
you need
power.
2 more base runners to bring the potential tying run to the plate. The 1-1. Fastball strike. Nope, took it a little off.
Yes,
1-2.
Well, yeah, that was an off-speed pitch.
Center fielder Geyer shades a little to left center. Straight up and left for Dickerson. Franklin in right. Also straight up. Everybody normal depth. Maben the runner at third. Cabrera at first. Garton, the righty, sets the 1-2. Swing and a soft ground ball up the middle, but it's going to get through the infield for a base hit. How about that? Maben in to score. 3 straight singles to start the ninth, and the Tigers trail 7-3.
That ball was not hit hard, but hey, just found the right spot.
2 hard hit shots into the outfield for singles. Now a ground ball that just scooted through by Forsythe. Then Kevin Cash. Or is it Jim Hickey? It'll be Jim Hickey. I thought Kevin Cash for sure would come out.
Well, the kid's got a good arm, but he's hit a lot of the balls over the plate. That's why they've taken advantage of it. That was just a ground ball that happened to find a hole.
Ramirez throwing. It's the rare opportunity, the rare manager that will stick with a rookie. 7-3 game, 1 batter away after he gives up 3 hits to start the inning.
Right.
But that's what the Rays will do. They're going to hang with Ryan Garton.
Well, this would be his last batter, I would think, if he gets a hit.
Reliever all the way through the minor leagues. Put up good numbers at every stop, as you might guess. The improvement this year at AAA in 23 innings, cut his walks rather dramatically while bumping up his strikeouts, and that got the attention of the Rays who needed help, and they brought him up. Castellanos at the plate, swinging and a miss. That's a very good cutter away.
That is nasty.
90 miles an hour, sharp darting action away from a right-hander at the knees. Cabrera's a runner at second. Victor's at first.
We don't have speed on the base paths, I'll tell you that.
The strike 1. Swinging a line drive over short. It's going to drop for a base hit. Everybody move up 90 feet. They throw to second, but no chance to get Victor. And the bases are now loaded. And the Tigers can bring the potential tying run to the plate with nobody out in the ninth.
How about that? That's a good piece of hitting by Nick. Didn't hit it hard, but was able to put it in play.
And now the Rays will have to go to Ramirez, who's going to inherit a bases loaded, none out situation. Run in for the Tigers. They trail 7-3. And while the Rays go to their bullpen, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Crest Lincoln Sterling Heights wants to thank fans for their continued support this season. Thanks for listening to the Tigers Radio Network. For your support of Michigan-based companies such as Crest Lincoln Sterling Heights. Erasmo Ramirez being asked to get the last 3 outs. He inherits a bases loaded jam in a 7-3 game. Nobody out.
Doesn't change about your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers.
Justin Upton at the plate. This has been a good matchup for the Tigers in the last 2 years. There's a pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
Well, fastball, change, and slider, but he has given up 8 home runs.
Repeat that again, Jimmy.
8 home runs, 51 in the third innings of work, 53 hits, 12 walks, 38 strikeouts, 8 home runs.
This is a guy that the Tigers have seen in a Seattle uniform, mostly in a Tampa uniform last year and this, and they've had success against him. The 1-0, low and outside, 6 2/3 innings last year and this. 5 runs on 8 hits.
number 57, Francisco Rodriguez, also wearing.
Justin Wilson, Francisco Rodriguez, both throwing in the Tigers bullpen. The 2-0. Swinging a line drive into center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Everybody move up 90 feet again.
How about this?
RBI single for Upton, and the Tigers now within 7. 4 bases still loaded and nobody out for Steven Moya.
How about this power? Single, 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 baby. Finding holes, hit him hard. The outfield so deep, the center field had no chance to make that play.
Boy, they are deep.
Yes, they are.
I mean, Dickerson, Geyer, Franklin, all about 15 feet, if that, in front of the warning track in their respective positions in left, center, and right.
Hard to see the center fielder.
And now Steven Moya steps to the plate. Lefties have hit 5 of those home runs that you mentioned, Jim, in just 73 at-bats. Lefties with a big edge against Ramirez this year. This is not a big swing and miss guy. First pitch fastball is outside, and you've got the lefty Steven Moya at the plate. Five straight singles to start the 9th for the Tigers. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. What a change.
Well, sure was. And I was just thinking this could be a good matchup for Moya because not overpowering, and then he comes up with that changeup.
For all the hits and run scoring the Tigers have done in those 6 2/3, Ramirez has, and he's not a big strikeout pitcher, struck out 10. The 1-1. Fly ball, right field, not deep. To his right and in is Franklin. Tagging is Victor. He will score as the throw goes to third. And the Tigers are now within 2 on the sacrifice fly. That is out number 1 here in the 9th.
Well, you would like to see more than that, but at least he got the run in.
And that brings up Jared Saltalamacchia. See if he can draw on those good at-bats in the game yesterday. His former team, the team that just let him go unceremoniously last year, brought out the best in him in 2 different games this year.
Very much so.
Arguably his 2 best games of the year.
That's right. I guess his mates, old mates.
Single, double, home run yesterday, and a sacrifice fly. It was 4 at-bats, and he hit the ball hard 4 times. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 routine fly balls and a walk.
So he's due.
Lefty against righty in this matchup. The first pitch, swing and a miss. What a changeup.
I'll tell you, that's a heck of a changeup coming out of the pen.
Looks just like a fastball, and Saltalamacchia way out ahead of it. 7-5 Rays. We're in the 9th. 1 out, 2 on. The strike 1. Swinging a ground ball, and that'll get into center field. A base hit. The waving Castellanos home. Over to third goes Upton, and the Tigers are within 1 in the 9th with a potential tying run at third and 1 out. Saltalamacchia beats the shift. 7-6 game.
Just hit a ground ball where nobody was. I tell you, you don't see innings like this. They're hitting balls where nobody is. Some are hard, some aren't. But what a comeback. This is pretty neat to see. This is pretty neat. I mean, they were absolutely dead most of the game. Outside of 1 inning, and here they go.
Down 7-2 going to the 9th. And now Romine pinch runs for Saltalamacchia, representing the potential go-ahead run. Upton's at third, representing the potential tying run. Iglesias at the plate, and Kinsler's on deck. This is a pitcher who will get a lot of ground balls, but with the infield in tight, not in a position to get a double play right here. Iglesias has been stinging the ball for a month. 2 for 3 today. Infield in tight. First pitch off the plate inside, ball 1. Single and a double for Iglesias. Grounded out to third his first time.
They just don't have that bullpen guy that can come in and knock the bat out of the batter's hands like they used to have.
Colomé is a loss.
Yeah.
That's an 11 strikeout per 9 inning guy.
Yeah, that's right.
The 1-0. Low with the fastball. 2-0 on Iglesias. Started the month hitting .211. And here in the month of June, He was 0 for 4 yesterday, but still right around .330 for the month of June with solid extra base power. Toss over to first to drive Romine back. Morrison holding with him. Longoria, Miller, Forsythe, Morrison all in tight. One step behind the infield grass, the infield turf here at Tropicana Field. The set, the 2-0. Romine takes off, pitch low, no throw down to second base. Romine will steal second without a throw. 2 in scoring position. And what did they call on the pitch? It did not go up on the scoreboard.
I didn't see it. Must have been a ball.
I thought it was ball 3. It was already 2-0.
Yeah, it is ball 3.
And now Adam Hammery, the home plate umpire, indicates 3-0. Second and third, the 3-0 pitch. Up and in. He walked him.
Beautiful.
A 4-pitch walk to load the bases for Ian Kinsler.
Couldn't ask for anything more than this. This has been unbelievable.
What a ninth for the Tigers.
This has just been incredible.
And you think back, we talk about moments in the game, Jim. Those 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Otherwise, maybe Ramirez starts the inning, and it can be a whole different deal.
No question.
Instead of inheriting the bases loaded.
Right.
But by having the rookie out there, the 4 straight singles start the inning, it's a whole different deal. But it would have been a different pitcher almost surely if it's still a 3-run game.
That's right. Well, I was a little surprised they took out Andriese because he was so good. But maybe there's some sort of pitch count or whatever. But he was very good.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Tigers are down 5. They are down 1. Good speed on the bases now with Upton at third, Romine at second, Iglesias at first. Kinsler at the plate, 1 for 4 tonight. He's hit the ball hard twice. Middle of the infield, double play depth. Again, he gets lots of ground balls. Here's a pitch in the dirt. Kicks out to the left, but Conger keeps it around home plate. With every stolen base this season, Gordon Chevrolet in Garden City makes a $25 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Gordon Chevrolet, where they go the extra mile for you. Two ground balls for every ball hit in the air with Ramirez on the mound. If you're a manager, you actually like having him in with men on base. 8 double plays turned behind him. The 1-0. Low 2-0. Consistently falling behind batters. He just walked Iglesias on 4. And now 2-0 on Kinsler.
A great opportunity for Ian right here.
Tigers are down 1. They were down 5 at the start of the inning.
Because he's got to get this ball over the plate someplace.
Erasmo Ramirez sets the pitch. Low and outside. 7 straight pitches have missed for Erasmo Ramirez, and it's 3-0 on Kinsler. This is a guy who relies on his command, does not get many swings and misses, and he can't find home plate.
Take another walk. To heck.
Conger setting up low and away. 3-0 pitch. Splits the plate for a called strike. Ian taking all the way. 3-1.
Well, he's either going to see a changeup or another fastball. Ian can jump all over this baby.
Upton at third. Romine at second. Iglesias at first. Middle of the infield. Double play depth. Morrison even the base at first. Forsythe at second. Shades up the middle. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a tap foul off the plate inside.
Boy, it sure was. That had a great tailing action into Ian.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The man who started the inning with a single 9 batters ago. Cameron Maben is waiting on deck. This is the at-bat right here as Farquhar begins to throw in the Rays bullpen.
Yep, he's got to be challenged. Ian knows that.
Righty against righty in this matchup. Ramirez sets. The 3-2 pitch. Inside. He walked him. We're tied at 7 in the ninth.
You can't make this
5-run ninth inning for the Tigers.
Cannot make this up, everybody. This has been something special. been waiting to see something like this to shake up this ball club.
Bases loaded walk brings home Upton. The bases remain loaded for Cameron Maben in a 7-7 game.
And he's the guy that started it. Yeah.
We just saw an amazing graphic on our Fox monitor. First time the Tigers have rallied from 5 down in the 9th since 1998.
Wow, really?
18 years. Low and outside, fastball away as Maben takes ball 1. 7-7 in the 9th. Cabrera waiting on deck. Infield in tight again.
Might as well win it right here.
Romine at third, Iglesias at second, Kinsler at first. That's 3 good base runners right there. The 1-0. Swinging a fly ball, left center field on the run. Dickerson is by him, and it's all the way to the gap in the deepest part of left center. Romine in, Iglesias in, Kinsler slides across the plate. It's a 3-run double for Maben, and the Tigers have scored 8 in the 9th. And lead it 10-7.
Boy, what another at bat by Maben. Just stuck the bat on the ball, that good part of the barrel, and that baby jumped in left center field. And what an inning. This is absolutely incredible. I don't remember anything like this, Dan, ever before. They were dead most of the game, and then all of a sudden, they started pecking away. Then they finally got an extra base hit and put the big runs on the board. Wow.
Listen to these Tiger fans at Tropicana Field. And, Jim, that dugout exploded. The welcoming committee for the 3 runners who just scored. What an inning.
Just incredible.
10 batters to the plate and 8 runs for the Tigers.
Just fantastic.
The Rays are going to their bullpen. The Tigers have scored 8 and have a 10-7 lead. And while they make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. We are watching something that hasn't happened in 18 years for the Tigers. A rally in the 9th to take the lead after being down 5 runs. And there's still only 1 out.
Why not get some more? What the heck?
Danny Farquhar is the new pitcher for the Rays. 10-7 Tigers in the 9th. First pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike.
Pitcher James Rusher, Neighborhood, Michigan, 4 dealers, 4th stint for this right-hander. Righty's batting .313 against him.
Whoa, fastball up and away.
Well, he's got a pretty good arm. Only 8 1/3 innings with the big club, 10 hits, 8 strikeouts, couple walks, and 4 home runs in 8 1/3. How about that?
It's a good number.
We like that.
Gave up 9 in 51 innings for Seattle last year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Set a slider in the dirt at 87. 1-2. Miguel is 1 for 4 tonight. He squared up the ball 3 different times. Twice it resulted in a 5-4-3 double play. This inning started with 6. Count them, 6. For 5 consecutive singles. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. And then after a sacrifice fly, a 6th single. Walk. 3-run double.
Cameron Maben. Oh, man.
Miguel now waiting on the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, left field, fairly deep. That's where Dickerson is. He'll make the catch without moving. Maben tags, heads to third, and he will make it easily. That's good base running right there. Knew he could beat the throw from Dickerson. He's there at 2 outs for Victor Martinez. Maben, Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos, Upton. 5 singles to start this inning. Made a 7-2 game, a 7-4 game. Each time runners moving up 90 feet.
It was fun.
Moyer with a sacrifice fly made it 7-5. Soltemacher the big hit at that point. Overshifted infield defense, and he went to the left side of second base. That brought home a run. Iglesias walked to load the bases. Kinsler walked to the bases loaded. It was a 1-run game. Or that tied the game, and then Maben with a 3-run double. Maben 2 for 2 in this inning with 3 RBIs. 4 RBI night for Cameron. Victor Martinez takes a sweeping breaking ball down and in. That's a beautiful sight, isn't it, to see that 8 on the scoreboard in the 9th inning?
Out of nowhere. I mean, absolutely out of nowhere.
Ballpark where they've had trouble scoring runs, hadn't had much going offensively all night long. It was a strike. They didn't do much against Odorizzi until they scored 2 in the 6th and chased him, but then Andres dominated for the 9 batters that he was in. Worked 2 2/3 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike on Victor Martinez. Victor is 1 for 3. 12th man to bat here in the 9th. Swinging a ground ball softly to first. It's a fair ball fielded by Morrison behind the bag. He'll make the play unassisted.
What an inning.
The Tigers send 12 men to the plate and score 8. Listen to these Tiger fans.
Love it.
We go to the bottom of the 9th. 10-7 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Right field again.
Defensive changes for the Tigers. Romine is now in at third. Remember, he pinch ran for Saltalamacchia. McCann now behind the plate. Mike Aviles in right field. K-Rod on the mound, and the first pitch is a strike at the belt to Longoria. 3-4-5 hitters, 2 up for the Rays.
They got to be back on their heels a little bit.
Just a little.
Those singles that kept finding holes off the Tiger bats, that would drive them crazy.
10-7 Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Curveball backs up and just misses. There are a couple of early pitches, Jim, that were kind of eyebrow raising, but I think Adam Hammer's had a very good strike zone tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Very consistent.
I would agree. For both teams.
McCann setting up low and away. Sweeping break ball is low and away. 2-1. Longoria 2 for 3 plus a walk. He's been on fire for over a month now. Hitting for average, hitting for power. He's leading this offense. From the stretch, the 2-1. Swing a line drive, base hit down the line. A long run for Upton. Longoria around first, and he will hold as Justin gets it in quickly to Iglesias.
Well, let's not
single for Longoria.
Let's not just get out of hand now. After that great comeback,
there's only one thing to do now: win this game.
No question. Just win the game, man. K-Rod's got to do the job.
The kind of win that who knows what it might do for this team, but this is a potential great win. K-Rod gets these last 3 outs when you're down 5 in the 9th. Haven't rallied from 5 down in the 9th since 1998.
My goodness.
There's a swing in the high fly ball. Shallow left field. Upton is in. He's there to make the catch for the first out here in the 9th inning.
1 pitch, 1 out. Love it.
Tiger fans, we said we didn't think there were many here tonight, and then we reminded ourselves that there hadn't been much to cheer about. And then when there was something to cheer about, the Tiger fans who are here making a lot of noise, and I think they outnumber the Rays fans at this point.
Yeah, the Rays fans left. They wrapped this game up. We got it, but we're leaving. Get home.
7-2, let's beat the traffic.
That's right. Beat the what traffic there would be. Very slight.
1 out of the 9th. Longoria's at first. Miguel holding in the neighborhood. There's a fastball for a strike. Brandon Geyer at the plate. Romine at third. Iglesias at short. Kinsler at second. Cabrera's at first. 10-7 Tigers in the 9th. There's a ground ball to third. Romine down to Kinsler 1. Relay to first. Tigers win.
What a great job, boys.
Romine to Kinsler to Cabrera, and this is going to be a little extra in the post-game celebration on the field after the game. Wow. Cabrera, Romine with a high jump bump behind the mound, and that's a lot of happy Tigers exchanging high fives out on the field.
One of the greatest comebacks that I've ever seen.
8 runs in the 9th inning for the Tigers, wipes out a 7-2 Rays lead, and the Tigers go on to a 10-7 win. What a night.
Oh, man.
Here
Fantastic.
at Tropicana Field.
Pretty
Again,
special.
the final score. The Tigers in the first of 4 with the Rays. Beat the Rays 10-7.
Brought here are Dan Dickerson and Jim Price.
Stat of the game is brought to you by Dunham Sports. Big names, lower prices, delivering value since 1937. There's only one number in this game, and that's 8. 8 runs in the 9th inning as the Tigers rally from a 5-run deficit to win this one 10-7, Jim. We hadn't seen it before, and it hadn't happened since 1998. A rally from 5 down, and it was just putting the ball in play, finding holes, and some very good at-bats.
Yeah, you wrapped it up right there, Dan. There's no question about it, because they were dead. Absolutely dead. Because, you know, when the Rays added 2 more in the 8th inning, they go, oh, man, that's a tall mountain to overcome.
Yes.
But Cameron Maben got it started. And we've said this a lot about him. What a great addition he's been to this ball club. Cameron Maben did the job, a single and then a double to drive in all 3 runs. So he was the guy. And, of course, as you said, Saltalamacchia had a great at-bat, too.
It's amazing, this team. There's a good thing going when they get base runners on. They're looking to the dugout. They call it keep the line moving.
Right.
And you could just see the emotion when they finally scored those last 3 runs on the Maben double past Dickerson, really to the deepest part of left center field. This is a team that, when you see games like this, when you see rallies like this, there is that good feeling on this team, and you just hope that they can build off this, Jim.
Well, I think they will build off this because, they put the ball in play. No strikeouts. That was the key. They put the ball in play. When the shift was on, they'd hit it where the shift should have been. It just every time they put the ball in play, they found a hole. They had fun, base to base to base, and just having a big time, good time at the old ballpark.
Big hit of the game brought to you by McDonald's and the McDonald's new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu. Pick any 2 items off that menu for $2.50, like a McDouble or small fry for a limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Jim, 2 hits really stood out in the, 6 singles that started the rally, and then the big double, though. Well, Saltalamacchia's hit overshifted infield, and he hits a ground ball where there should have been a shortstop or would have been in a normal alignment.
Right.
Into the left of second base, into left center field. That was a big hit at that moment that made it a 7-6 game, and then the 3-run double by Maben breaks the 7-7.
Yeah, the battle cry was to put the ball in play. Just put the ball in play because they had the mojo in that inning, and they took advantage of it. And there was nobody near that ball that Salty hit in the left center field for the base hit.
Tigers win it dramatically with 8 runs. They send 12 men to the plate in the 9th inning. 8 runs, wipes out a 7-2 Rays lead, and the Tigers go on to the 10-7 win. Stay with us. More postgame after this.